Welcome back to First Blood number 41. We are going to be going in for week number 2 of the SSL. But before we go too far in there, I am joined by a new face. This is Mr. Quesadilla Lynch. I actually didn't even know your first or your last name, so that's news to me.
Yep. Yep. Pro Quesadilla here. I'm glad to be here for First Blood here for Survival Sunday. This is heard some great things about this, and I think this is going to be a great series, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, happy to have you, man. So if this is your all's first time here, Survival Sunday is a 4-round squad event. Teams will be playing on both EU and NA servers in competitive setting environments here in PUBG. 16 teams with alongside settings tweaked a little bit to reduce RNG and generally just make stuff a little more skill-based. But besides that, how you feel today, man?
I feel great. I am excited for these games that are going to happen. I'm going to see what these teams are all about. And hopefully we're going to see some just great plays coming out from these players.
Mm-hmm. So a couple of things to inform you guys of. There will be quite a few cool things that we'll be doing in the next few weeks. I believe from the 9th onward, we have a 1.2K in-app tournament that you guys can sign up for and play. It's going to be going on for quite a long time, so that's going to be the First Blood Daily tournaments going on. For guys who know what's going on, there's just bounty hunts. But for us on the 14th, the 26th, excuse me, the 9th would be me going literally in the past. So starting tomorrow, you just go ahead and check out the app and see what's going on. $100 on, I believe, every day. So see what's going on there. Between qualifying for events, you should be able to qualify for some cash as well. All right, besides that, we have our team list for today. If you guys haven't seen it, if you're on the Discord, we have a couple of teams that are probably relatively familiar. Team Ready, which is one of the teams that played in the EPL, the European Pro League. They'll be playing with us here today, as well as we have an interview with one of their players, Iro, tomorrow. So if you guys, it's going to be going on in 24 hours approximately, so if you guys are interested in seeing what this notorious player has to say, then go ahead and tune in then. Besides that, we have a couple of mostly normal faces. We have the winner for one of the top performers from last week, Player One Esports Latin America playing, IG Sangal, Old Four Horsemen, Old Crew Esports, a lot of other teams that have been playing, but also a lot of new ones as well. As I'm looking at this, we have a team called Spray, Nutters. I think we have a team called Laughing Coffin as well. And these three teams are teams that they're T2 players that are kind of like throw-together teams. Maybe they've lost their team at some point between not qualifying for NPL, qualifying for the pro leagues, but they've made a team today and we're seeing how they're going to be able to play it out. Besides that, a lot of teams that we've kind of been seeing a decent amount of here and there. We'll be seeing how it works out though. If you guys, by the way, to talk a little more about the settings, we will be having 2 EU games and 2 NA games. So between our audience being split between these 2 regions, it's pretty important to be able to give them both an equal shot at, well, having a fair game. Yeah. So making sure they both have a place to play is going to be important. Also, going between Erangel and Vikendi. Speaking, not Vikendi, Miramar. Speaking of Vikendi though, have you played Vikendi much yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I haven't had any experience with it yet, but I've been hearing some good things about it.
It's so fun. It's such a fun map, man. It is. If you guys have been living under a rock like Quesadilla here, that is a snow map that was recently released for Vikendi. It's one of my favorite maps yet. I love it, but I also hate it at the same time because it's making. I feel like it could be so good, but it's just almost at the cusp. It's just barely not there quite yet.
Right.
But you guys can be rest assured that when it shows up to custom games, we'll be running some Vikendi events, and that's when you want to sign up. Not sure what kind of events there'll be, but Survival Sunday or no, there'll be some Vikendi stuff. Don't you guys worry. Mm-hmm. What else am I allowed to tease you guys on? Man, let me think about that. We got some events in the works. I'm not going to talk too much about those as we go on today, though.
On the hush.
I am getting shushed by our production guys. So I think that we got players in lobby right now. We're just trying to wait to see if. Yeah, we have the first lobby live. Players are going to be hopping in soon. So I know you don't know anything about literally any of these teams. I'm just gonna bring the little team list up here to show you.
Oh yeah.
Between these names, which one sticks out to you? I'm just gonna ask you to make a completely uninformed decision about who you think is gonna play well on this notepad document.
You know what? Let's go with Sengal.
IG Sengal. Okay, so the boys that are constantly changing their name. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see. So there's a couple of teams. I checked all these teams in, so I have a vaguely decent idea of who's going to be on what team.
Right.
So if I just saw this list without having any idea who the players were, I would say Pyro Gaming. But the Pyro Gaming that we've seen in the past, compared to the one that we are seeing today, is not the same group at all. It is a completely new roster, I believe, with potentially even some like. Some members of like the staff of the org that are playing in that. So I'm not actually sure exactly what's going on there. But besides that, honestly, any of the NA teams that we got together, Spray, Liberate, Nutters, which, by the way, there's a team playing today called the Nutters, and not much is better than having a team where like, because I deal with all the logos. When they send me their logo and it's literally nut.png, it's just like it's like a nut. And I was like, all right. very very accurate. I like it. Very literal. Very literal. But those three teams, as well as Laughing Coffin, are all teams we'll be looking at today. Because honestly, in First Blood events, like it's mostly like 70% EU, 30% NA. There's a lot of EU players because, you know, I think as Jay Buller was saying, that NA dedication just isn't quite as big as the EU boys.
Right.
But we got 4 teams that just showed up. One of them showing up very last minute for us, which I very much appreciate. That will be playing today and showing what they can bring. And honestly, from all those players, like I recognize all these players, all these NA players, from some point or from some place in the comp scene. So it'll be really, really cool to see how they end up playing against some other more established people. We also have, if you guys are familiar with them, Tanaka, who will be playing with us today from Polar Ace. He's not going to be playing with Polar Ace today. He recently joined as a sub for Halo Klein Gaming, who recently, if you've been following NPL news, did end up getting knocked out of the Pro League back down into contenders. So we'll be seeing how they do and if Tanaka's going to stay there or if he's going to be sticking around with his new team of Shake and Bake. Although looking at the Shake and Bake roster, I don't think that's really an esports team at all. There's very good aim, as well as Tanaka, who I know have been playing quite a few T2 scenes, a lot of games. They've also been in the scene for a long time.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure other players on that team are like leaderboard grinders. Which no offense to leaderboard grinders. We did have a leaderboard grinding team, Lil Cromsies, get second place last week, which is awesome to see.
Nice.
Because that's what First Blood's here for. We're here to try and give players that are in the the public game scene, the competitive like public game scene, entry into the esports scene if they're good enough. So seeing a team that is that good or that is that new, that green, play as well as they did last week is always really good to see. And we'll be seeing if they can do the same, or if we can see the same thing from some teams this week. Not to say that Shake and Bake is completely a leaderboard grinding team. As I said before, very good aim and Tanaka are, you know, competitive players. I think that their third player, James, might be as well. I know that Spen, even if he is a leaderboard grinder, did play like in Survival Sundays. He did play last week, so he does have comp experience as well. But we'll be able to see a lot of stuff from them. Also, we have 2 players from the old Totality roster playing with us today in the form of Lampalot and Fignaldo. So that is a team that is one of the strongest fragging teams. They were, I don't remember what their team name was before. They were Frag Nation before. They then got picked up by Totality, and due to some unfortunate circumstances, weren't able to end up playing in the NPL at all. But now that they're going to be playing with us today, I'll be very, very curious to see how they do. As we do have, let's see, what team are they actually playing on? If I can figure that out here real quick. So yeah, they're going to be on the Nutters. So that is a team of Fignaldo and Lampalot. So that's Totality. Those 2 guys are very, very strong players right there. As well as Plushy and Ripper. I don't know much about Plushy, but his current name is Plush Nut. He did send me the PNG. So, actually, I don't like that, actually.
You don't?
Plush Nut.
You don't like Plush Nut?
it like makes a little bit too much sense. Like my brain's like, yeah, that makes sense, but like but, like it's just like it shouldn't make sense.
It really shouldn't.
What does that mean? Like plush is soft. I don't want to make that. Well, I'm talking about nut. Whatever. All right. But if it seems like we're just killing time, it's oh my god. Oh no! I just fixed.
You just
no, I
fixed
spent
your
so
hair.
long figuring out
You
how
kept
this.
touching it.
I know. I got a haircut, by the way, guys. I have no idea how it's supposed to look. I've never really. I haven't had hair this short in a very, very long time, and I've never even had this style before. So if I like look like a wet dog occasionally, despite being completely dry, then I apologize. I'm doing my best over here. I'm doing my best.
It's all good.
We are. By the way, we are waiting for players to get in lobbies, so that's why I am sitting here talking at you. Oh my goodness, though. Is it time to talk about the weather? I think it's time to talk about the weather.
It is talk about the weather. So
yeah, I think it's time.
Pretty cold here.
Dude.
And, it's freezing.
Okay, we're in Boston. It is cold as hell. And I had to like convince myself that my day wasn't ruined when I walked outside and I was like, I gotta stand here for like 20 minutes. I gotta walk around for 20 minutes in this gosh darn cold.
Yeah.
Like I was like on the elevator, and for some reason the elevator in this building is as cold as it is outside. I was just sitting there, just being like, "Don't let this ruin your day. Don't let it ruin your day."
It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be in a nice warm office, and it's gonna be fine.
I mean, I was moody for like the first 15 minutes or so I was in the office. I was just like, "Don't talk to me. I gotta get some work done." I'm just gonna
because it's early in the morning and it's like freezing. But it's like I live a little bit outside of the city, but once you get into the city, it's like 20 degrees colder.
How does that even make sense?
I don't know.
Who built a city here? Like, why couldn't they build a city like where you are, where it's warmer?
Right.
How does this work?
I don't know. Hey, capital here.
What?
That's what we live in.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll take some capital in that, some warm bucks. I'll take some.
Should we take some California weather and just like be warm and then it gets a little bit cold? But then it goes back to being warm next week.
I'll take that. I mean, we call it cold hard cash. I'll take some warm soft cash. Like even if it's like a little bit mushy, like I'll take it, whatever. So some warm moist cash. Oh God. I do have word from production, by the way. We do have the lobby locked, and we'll be sending it momentarily. I think there's just some issues with players getting their proper voice channels, but we do have those resolved now. Oh my goodness. So I was talking about Team 15, the Nutters, but on Team 13 Spray. We have Lol Soup, who is the memest person that I've ever seen, joined by Matthew, Retaliate, and Zentrix. And I know that's like a meme team plus Retaliate. Retaliate's like, from what I can tell, a pretty stand-up, doesn't take much crap kind of guy. But Matthew, Zentrix, and Lol Soup, those are like meme lords. So I'm wondering how that's gonna turn out here, as we do finally get into Game 1 here at Survival Sunday, Week 2 in the Survival Sunday League. We have 35 seconds before the game, and I gotta say, of all the things that we could be, that PUBG could be, these cosmetics, man, are actually pretty cool.
So, Seal, for the people at home who don't know how PUBG works, so what are our rule sets that we currently have right now? So people who know at home.
All right, so we got 16 teams here today, 64 players instead of the normal 100. So this is the comp standard. It's been fluctuating from 25 down to 20 and now down to 16 teams since the inception of the pro scene. We're also working with, as far as the circle settings go, I don't have the numbers on hand because it's literally an Excel sheet of data. But the idea is that we're removing a little bit of time from the early game, adding it to the late game, specifically to make the circle push in slower. So the speed of the circle in the late game has been reduced, so you can always outrun it at any point in time. Besides that, we also have the water completely removed in Phase 4, so that way it doesn't just keep centering toward the ocean and everyone just decides to hate themselves at that point. And lastly, red zones are off, and loot has been slightly increased for assault rifles, sniper rifles, and DMRs. So it's mostly the kind of PUBG that you guys are used to, just kind of with a lot of the RNG factors turned down a little bit. There is a little bit of RNG, of course, and the loot that you get, the plane path that you have, but talk about the game a little bit right now. This plane path that we have right now, it's very kind. It's just right down the center.
Oh yeah, this is a really good drop out here. We already see some people already landing in Primorsk. We're seeing people going into area as well. Two teams that we're probably going to be seeing them join, loading into later, and a little bit of people right above Ferry as well.
Yeah, a couple guys in the Rozhok area is what I'm looking at right now, actually. We have 3 or 4 teams all in the Rozhok area. One team landing in Rozhok, so great job for them. One team forced to get the Ruins Sunken City split, which is not something that you really see anyone do. Besides that, 2 teams, including the normal offenders of Polaris, dropping the school apartment area. No one actually dropping in buildings, though. Let's actually get a quick shot at this. There's 3 teams here, and this is going to be a pretty big struggle as teams are just trying to scramble for cars. Let's actually look at this. Let's see what's going on here.
JQS is already in a buggy right now, so he's trying to go towards his. Oh no, actually, his team is towards his right.
Yeah, hopefully they found a car. Hopefully, because they're going to be in trouble if they didn't. Hugo was able to find himself a bike as well, if I'm not mistaken, while Walk TV getting the Dodge. So all these guys just scrambling, trying to get vehicles, and then getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Most of them actually will be able to do so. That being said, Polaris
this
was not one of the teams. This is Polaris we see right here.
Okay.
They were not able to find themselves a vehicle, but they were able to get apartments, the loot there, and they have school across the road open as well, so they're going to be nice and fine. Meanwhile, this is Ice Tech's team, the boys on Liberate in the blue. They were able to find quite a few vehicles from going north, and those vehicles are going to be very important because this zone, this was pretty far away from the flight plan for most people. There's a couple of guys in Stalber that are okay, so Veroni team is also happy about this as well, but everyone else is going to need to find a quick way to get up north.
Exactly. Like this circle is completely all the way northeast. So hopefully it's not too cold in that area.
Oh God, I hope not. It's nice and sunny though. Like we're not under candy, so it should be nice.
Right.
And we saw Sociopath in the beginning of the game. He brought his leather jacket. He brought his gas mask, which should keep him warm. This is not an 8-man team, by the way. These are 2 teams. They decided to be the color orange today. We do have the South George being occupied by Spank Juice and the rest of Pyro Gaming. I don't know why they chose orange. Their logo is blue.
Yeah.
But
hey, this orange fire, you know. All right. So
orange
fire. All right. So it looks like you're looting this area right now. Not a lot of. At least he has a red dot scope on his gun. Don't Long Bomb. Nothing yet. AK on Sammy slaps.
They got the car actually. That's the big story.
That is a good one. At least they can get out of this area really quickly if the circle starts to move. But like you said, the circle doesn't really move that quickly. You can still outrun it. So even so, they'll be able to get there. And they have 2 teams above them on the other side across the lake.
So they'll have to figure out how they're going to get out of here. Actually, looking over here, we have Rarity, who is going to be hearing the vehicle from Evasion, but maybe there's open doors. Actually, no, Spetsky shot at him. He just reloaded his barrel right there. Evasion will not be taking this compound. That is the player from the Severny team. So they did send Evasion off early to try and find a standard compound somewhere to hold going into this game, but luckily, a very effective scout will be keeping Evasion alive for this day as he continues trying to find a home for his team. And he was the first player that's actually sent out here. As looking around the rest of the map, everyone is literally just sitting there still looting. So they're actually very, very proactive about this compared to everyone else who's just kind of sitting here. We even saw McLovin on the far south side just kind of shooting at nothing. Not really sure what he would be shooting at in military base when the closest person is 2.5 kilometers away. But I don't know. Maybe they're getting impatient.
Yeah, they're getting probably impatient. I mean, it's still in the looting phase of the match, so it's going to be a while until we probably see some action. I see Spank Juice all the way on the other side by himself.
So he's doing what Evasion was doing, right?
Yeah.
He's being now sent off early, and I actually like this because I was looking at this team and I was like, who are these guys? I have no idea who they are. I don't know what to expect from them, but the fact that they're sending out a scout early, like this is good. This is because they're favoring information more than having loot into like the late game. But also at the same time, they're going into the Stalber area, and there's the circles at this point, ignoring Yaz. If it goes east towards Stalber, then it doesn't really matter when you show up. But if it goes west, then all of a sudden you're working with a bunch of very, very wide open terrain, and at that point, being in a compound is really important. So I really like that Spank Juice is coming out here early, trying to claim a compound if it does in fact become important at some stage in the game.
Right.
And he'll be scouting for his team. That being said, in the distance, we do, as you remember, Severny is occupied. Mine might be able to get some shots here, and Evasion is on the minimap and ahead, little icon ahead. Evasion does have the best compound for that strategy if the circle shifts west.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to be seeing Spank Juice go to that compound, see if it's open. We might actually be seeing a scuffle here soon.
Yeah, we might be seeing something right here. We got Evasion already outside. Spank is about to
He's
come to the
slowing
left
down.
side. Slowing down,
Whoa,
getting it
this
out.
is weird.
Okay, going inside. What's he going to be planning here? He has 29 damage already. Come on, Spank. When you see something out of that.
All right, yeah, if you're Spank, then you should probably just get out of here. The frag is going to be coming out from evasion. But no, Spank's he's taking this fight. This is so weird.
Oh, but he's going to shot from behind. He got downed already. Oh, his teammate was keeping an eye on Spank, and Spank is going to be taking that.
He's at half HP. He's trying to get this first aid off, but the bikes are coming in from the west, back up from team almost coming in. Yeah, and Spank's getting out of here. He hears the bikes coming, and he's saying, "Nope, this is not my fight today."
Not today.
Evasion not quite in position. Actually, as I say that, he does land a couple more shots, and Spank's back. One more will do it. The wheel goes out, and he's gonna be getting down. The back wheel on the bike did get taken down there, but quite frankly, that is a really, really weird fight for Spank to tank. Usually, that scout is supposed to go in for compounds, see what they can find, and then if something's taken, you're saying, okay, just cross out of the list, go somewhere else. The fact that he contested that was super ballsy, and quite frankly, we see exactly why you never do that, because if you don't win that fight right away, then reinforcements come in, you get shot in the back, and then your day's ruined.
Yeah, Spank was just all there by himself, and the teammates, they just came out of nowhere and just shot him from behind. Like, they already had like the angles ready to go, and Spank, little mistake there, but hopefully his teammates can come through and probably avenge him.
He's even hiding in the bush. Look at that. You see his little butt sticking out. I wonder what evasions comes.
No, right in the toes. Oh, oof. Can't wear shoes anymore.
Yeah, well, can't do much anymore, as he was our first death, our first blood of today's. See what I did there. First blood. Oh my god.
63 people left in the game, everybody. Spank Juice is going to be the first one to be taken out. Let's see what we got here going on.
Interesting. So Nubacabra and Loganberry, Polar Race, they're going to be moving up to the Stalber area, but we already do have some other teams in the area. We have Team Ready to their northwest in the light blue that have taken the sheds, but it looks like they're very close. But if we want to get a shot of this area real quick, there's hills everywhere. There's death flight everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really gauge how close someone is or if someone can shoot someone else just based on the distance alone. There's tons of terrain features in this area. And this is one of the reasons why showing up late is actually okay. Because if you don't have teams that are like playing really aggressively, playing really far out, then it's actually pretty simple to just show up late if you have a good rotate. Looking over here though on the far west side, this is going to be near Cube. There's a bridge camp situation as Harald from Player One Esports Latin America does take down Plushie from the Nutters on his rotate. The Nuts are going to be down one nut, and they're going to be going in as a nut trio.
3 nut. But that, I wish we kind of saw that fight. But,
less of a fight and more of a massacre. He didn't even get a shot off.
You know, sometimes you just gotta see. Okay, so we got we got some people gonna be hitting the bridge soon.
Okay.
We got a fight going up here. We've got Team Ready looking against Evasion right now. Going to be on CSI. We got a smoke grenade right now. Can't really see.
Yeah, they popped that smoke to try and save that down. It was an amazing shot for Team Ready to get that down in the first place, but it looks like that Team Almost, the boys in that compound, will be able to get that res with some quick thinking and that smoke grenade. That being said, that's a 1, 2, 3. That was a 400-meter, I think it was a headshot from Team Ready. So really nuts they're able to land that in the first place. Also to the north, there is going to be Team Hades. Hades in particular going to be holding a trench line here. I really like this spot that they're holding. We even see that they have a little car fort set up inside this trench line, Hades does. And this is going to be, number one, protecting themselves if they get flanked from the west or the east, but also it'll be pretty difficult to like de-wheel every single vehicle in this car fort, so it's even keeping the car safe from the north and the south. So I personally, I really like Team Hades' spot here. I love this particular location.
And the thing I love about competitive games is that not everybody's trying to kill somebody right away.
Yeah.
Everybody's just trying to make sure that they have their own areas like secure. So you see how they had their car right there. They were just looking back and forth to make sure that nothing was happening. But we're still seeing a fight between.
Yeah, they're going to be trading shots for a while.
Trading shots for a bit.
Whoa,
we see
this
right here
is a fight,
happening.
though.
Gatka. The mods are now shooting 21 damage. Ooh, doing a lot here.
Interesting stuff going on. This is actually Rita covering from the long range of the mini, but we do have some players pretty close. Smash Bay, who's I think they're doing their best to try to go in and save him here. Rupture and Koski kind of left out in the middle from Sangal with Uno covering from afar. The smoke grenade for Rupture and Koski. The only thing between them getting just demolished at this long range here. Polardaruk does get down at some point in time, so they will be getting the res on him. They're able to crawl back into the high ground to get that res while Rita Lel tries to cover here. But as that happens, Sangal They're just rushing here through the open. They find a bit of hard cover. They're popping more smokes ahead of them, which kind of insinuates to me that they are looking to push this. Cause getting a little bit closer as well. They want to take this fight, and they want to take it right now.
Yes, they do. And remember, everybody, that they are actually not in the circle, so they are taking damage. Every tick, they are taking 1 damage. And this is a fight that they want to get this done and quick. So we're going to make sure that they could do something. But it looks like these guys are going to leave. No, but he's not going to get out of there. Very nice coming out from Koski. Going to end his life. But the rest of the teammates are going to be, mods are going to have to get out of there.
All right, as you see in the kill feed, there is some insane stuff going on, and it looks as though that Hades had at some point driven into Team Ready and got demolished from that point. They pushed out south from their trench line, and they immediately figured out why you don't really want to do that. I get why you want to do that. There's a style of play where if you think that you have a head-on 1v1,
right,
then you just take it. But sometimes you just lose that fight, and especially if you're going up against Team Ready, that's a hard fight to win. The Nutters now continuing to rotate as Lampalot and Ripper get pretty close to getting down, but they will be okay. And meanwhile, a solo player from Next Level Gaming, I believe that is Lulstress, was able to hide out in this spot. But he sees Team Ready. He spots them coming over the hill. But they're just looting Lulstress. He's shivering, man. He's shaking. He's thinking that he wants to potentially make this ambush happen. But he sees a second player coming to say, all right, maybe discretion.
Would take the shot.
You would take the shot.
I would take it.
No, you got 4 players over that ridge line. That is not worth it in any world.
Well, yeah, it looks like he's gonna let Team Ready get out of here.
All his mates are dead too. Yeah, his entire team died.
His whole team, he is by himself. So technically, not letting him fire, not taking them shots, actually, it's pretty smart because you don't want people to find you, especially if you're a solo player.
Yeah, especially as a solo.
Yeah, you want to make sure that let everybody else get each other, and then.
And honestly, with where he's holding right now, like Team Ready's kind of protecting him right now. As long as he can be nice and stealthy, then everyone coming in from the west, we have Iroh taking shots at them.
Yeah.
Anyone coming in from the north, as long as they don't
damage.
see Lulstress, they'll be okay. Yeah, he'll be able to get into hard cover here. It's insane that Team Ready even got a knock here in the first place. Right. Those are 400-meter shots. Those are not easy ones to hit here. We will be seeing Team Ready though leaving from the massacre in which they just proctored themselves and be going back down to the south, continuing their gatekeeping spot on the northwest side. Yeah, meanwhile, on the northeast side, speaking of gatekeeping, we have Retaliate with 2 well-placed SLR headshots blowing the noggin off of Zach's Spade. Will they be pushing off of this, though? We do see that Lul, Super Retaliate, and Co. They're playing with a compound. They all have some bikes and vehicles as well, but instead of pushing north, we'll be proceeding up westward, up the hill, simply just taking that advantage to say, okay, we got the valley we needed. We just need to keep going. Actually, before Zach Spade even heals, he'll be leaving as well, so not a lot of players actually feeling very uncomfortable with their spots, trying to do whatever they can to actually get up this hill, which isn't something we normally see on this map, I feel. I think we usually see teams a lot more willing to play edge, but a lot of people are trying to do that, getting punished for it, and are now just being like, okay, how do I just get anywhere else? And it's making a lot of really awkward fights happen.
Yeah, it's weird stuff that happens when it comes to this circle, but it looks like Team Ready is just they're still in this barn. They're still chilling in that barn, and who we got over here? Lampalot from the Nutters. Still has a little bit of armor left, but sitting at 71 health.
Ooh, getting shot in the back.
Shot in the back at 35. But he had to get out of there right now.
Literally teabagging there at the very end saying, I didn't get me there.
You can't get me.
Yeah, that was Rarity that was not quite able to get Lampalot down there. We do have his teammates Fignaldo and Ripper that are coming up the hill, but they're going to be careful as we do have Blaze It, Dom LeBomb. I believe this is the rest of Pyre Gaming. They're just right hot on their heels, but we can't see in the map, but there is a giant hill there separating those two players, or those two teams rather, so a bit hard to make that happen. Spray is well coming from the east. This is another one of our stronger EU teams that are coming up to potentially look for a fight here in the Salvo area. There's no way they didn't hear the shots, but they also definitely can hear this car coming in as Matthew, he puts the red dot in, he's ready for a car spray. He sees Vignaldo and hears him getting shot at as well, but how will he react? It looks like that Spray here, looking for a fight, or just trying to crash on a Lampalot and Co, but as Vignaldo picks up a Lampalot and continues for the west, it looks like they will not be able to get any free kills today, and will now actually be inheriting the fight from this team as they begin getting shot from the north.
Yes, there is so much happening right now. These teams are closing in on one another. Ripper's look out, they're about to merge on with these guys. We're having a fight over here at the Ripper team. Ready?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh no! 6 men with
only 12
health now. Oh no. Oh, evasion? Oh my goodness, this is too much right now. Team Ready. They're still here though. We lost a beautiful death, but they're still okay. They still have 3 members left, backing off in this fight. Iroh, meme.
He was able to shoot. Yeah, it looks like that IG Sangal, the team we just saw get wiped out, causing the last player, try to crash this spot late, but it looks like that Buyukai and co were taken out by his brother Ira. That actually is a thing. Those teams have brothers on each other's teams.
Really?
There, yeah.
Oh.
So it was Team Ready that was able to use their superior positioning, only losing one player in that fight, alongside with the third party from Team Momo. So also the third party as well coming in from Team 1, Player 1 Esports Latam, Latin America. So they were able to actually, I believe, get the finishing knock, the bull that downed Beautiful Death. So definitely two third parties making that fight very awkward. But that's why you want to get away from this hill. Look how flat this terrain is. It is very, very hard to fight with. There's a lot of teams that are saying, we want to be anywhere right here. IG Sangal saw this terrain and said, no, let's just crash something. And it just doesn't work. Sometimes the risk is not worth the reward.
Exactly. These teams are doing well. Can we like talk about the game doing so well right now? Okay, so Rarity currently in a fight right now with Spray.
Fuji's down.
Oh no. He's trying to go look for the shot here.
Yeah, Rarity's spreading out here.
Oh,
to
can he get this?
Or like Deadeye, we see him trying to find these shots, but I think that like either way, they've already Fuji Pio is going down. He's not coming back.
Yeah, he's gone. There's gonna see a grenade coming out from there. Gonna miss. Rarity really is trying to find these shots, but there's so much smoke in the area that they can't see anything. And so much, and in this area, there's so many different buildings and structures in the way that you can't see anything. And it looks like, yep, Fuji is gonna be taken out. That's only one player out from Team Rarity.
Oh, look at the minimap though. We do have Fignaldo and Lampalot coming in from the north. This is pretty bad news for Rarity, as they're not even looking at their north. They might be able to hear him soon. Fignaldo leading the way, but look at this. McLovin shooting Ripper in the back. The third party coming in from the far, far north side. Ripper will get flushed as well, leaving only the half of the nuts that is from Totality here left alive. That being said, I don't know much about these other two players, but these are the strongest two players that are left alive on this team. They're going to be coming over here. They know that Rarity is in here. They got shot in the back from here earlier. They've heard the fight going down between Spray and Rarity as well. Now he spots Deadeye on top of this balcony, but decides to not quite take the shot. He might decide to take the shot if Deadeye ever stops moving. Deadeye doesn't realize how risky this spot is right now.
This is very risky, because if they turn around, they could just see him on this side. And remember, he does have the other team behind him as well, which Lampalot is still currently fighting behind a tree. So this, let's see the smoke right now. Oh my goodness, Lampalot. I think he's going to just try to move his way up the hill and try to get up to Fignaldo, because this is really, really
He's making the run. He's making the run. He's getting a shot in the back during the meantime as well. But I think some good smokes as well as some good ratting will allow him to get in here, which will in turn allow Laughing Coffin over to the north, Little Prodigy, and the rest of them to get into the zone as well. Lampalot going for a heal, but I think that he got enough distance that he will be okay. Looking over the map as well, we do have on the northwest side completely empty besides Team Almost as well. Near the middle, a couple of teams fighting for some crates. But besides that, we've had enough death here that this isn't quite like a kill zone. And I think a lot of teams realizing that are saying, okay, this is like a relatively safe time to make something risky. Player 1 Esports will be actually making that risky play, pushing up very, very close here to Polar Race on their west side. They're able to get a crate. They're feeling pretty good about their spot here, but now they're saying, okay, this spot's good enough. We don't want to push up this hill anymore. And I think I like that play as well here. They're just going to be not trying to overextend here too much.
Yeah, this is kind of like a sitting battle right now, trying to make sure they're not getting headshot, because remember, we got a little bit up here. We got these guys have the hill.
Yeah.
If you're coming up here and you're on the edge, you're actually going to get shot down easy. There's no way of running away from this. So we got all these teams are starting to come up from each other. We got some fighting out here. Rita going to take some shots over there. This is crazy, Seal. Like, what am I looking at, man?
We're getting to the point where teams are just not willing to take fights right now, and we saw a little bit of that in Phase 2, where they were just like, okay, let's fight. Let's see what we can get done. And now at this point, these are the teams left there that are not going for that style, where they're trying to go for more positioning and letting the zone push teams into them, so they have like a favorable fight later on, rather than having to push into someone. Oh my God, they've big ol' fragment coming down here as Phase 4 does end up popping. Oh my God, Salvador is popping off right now, as it looks like Sweaty Nerds was able to come in. Actually, this is not Sweaty Nerds. This is going to be Laughing Coffin coming in from the north side. Looks like they did lose Prodigy as he pushed down south towards Spray. They were able to take him down relatively easily, and now this team has to figure out, okay, how are we getting through this? Are we going to be wrapping around to the east? They can't do that because there's a new team over there. No. They decided to just punch straight through as Zentrix knocked very, very low. But look at this Matthew retaliate, both getting some great knocks onto multiple different teams. They're just demolishing everyone who comes their way. Although, as I say that, Matthew holding the far east side does end up getting knocked by Pyro Gaming, leaving only Zentrix and Retaliate alive here to hold the northern boys off.
Oh man, Spray is in a really tight spot right now. Matthew Yo is on the ground right now.
Oh, I see his backpack.
Yep, he tried to see the backpack, but he couldn't get that damage off. Matthew Yo is on the ground. Like, see, you think they would try to get him? He seems like he's on the ground right now. Zentrix trying to make sure he's not going to get shot. Trying to make it towards his teammate if possible, but there's so much happening right now.
Oh man, his northeast sides is popping up quite a bit. Meanwhile, as well, all this on the northwest. On the northwest, Rarity hasn't had to do much at all. But looking over in the southwest side, we do have Player One Esports, who decided to push it to Polar Race and immediately got punished for it. One player down, one player finished as well, leaving only two up. That being said, despite that advantage, Polar Race will simply be holding their ground, not extending. They're worried that if they push out, they will end up getting third-partied, shot in the back by another team. They'll instead be playing very, very conservatively. That conservative play will allow Player One Esports on the west side to get res, but another frag will be taking Harold down. Sizzy as well, barely alive. Sizzy, absolutely this team star player. He made magic happen with the SLR, with the DMRs in the last Survival Sunday League game he played. But now with this location, I don't care how good of a shot you are, like the odds are absolutely in favor of Polar Race holding the combo and holding the high ground.
They are in a good spot right now. Okay, so we got a lot of the teams just hanging back. Harold and oh no! Sizzy is gonna be on the ground, but doesn't matter. Harold's gonna try to get him back up right now as fast as he can. Hopefully, there's not another grenade gonna be thrown in a second because they're looking at these windows. They're trying to see somebody's gonna poke out. They know they're behind those rocks, but they're gonna start shooting, but they're gonna miss a couple shots there. Sizzy's gonna try to heal up and then try to get out of this situation.
Man.
This is a really tight spot for them, even though it's only two of them right there. And Enzer's on the other side in the garage.
You know, if I'm Polar Race, I think that you're supposed to make that push happen. Because we're looking at the minimap right now, and we do have 4 solos, 1 building coming to the southeast. But look, on the far east side, we do have Modsy Esports getting hard crashed by Team Ready, who with only 6 more alive is barely able to clean that up. They're trying to get these reses off, but due to how congested the other areas are, they're actually not getting third party. Look at the minimap here. We see 3 teams in this area, and none of them can move because no one is taking a fight. The indecision from Polar Race has just congested this entire area, and now no one can move.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and Shake and Bake is gonna be out of this match. My goodness. Oh, look at, see, just look what this fight was happening over here. Nutters. Oh no.
My God, what are we seeing?
Happened?
There's like the GoPro view on top of his head that we saw.
Goodness. Yo, Evasion has been doing so well.
9 kills for Team Almost.
Like, they've been doing so well this match, and I don't understand. Like, they've been like taking like really far away fights, and they've been hitting these shots. Oh no! Spray gonna be getting this fight was happening the whole time. So Laughing Coffin is gonna be taken out right now. Spray doing a fantastic job in that area, but they did lose a player in that engagement.
Yeah, it's not even over yet because the southeast, they have 2 teams coming in. From the northwest, they have 2 more full teams on that side. So they're down to 2. There's 2 4-mans in the northwest. That is not an easy situation to be in. Meanwhile, on the southwest side, Polar Race spotting out, I believe, I don't even know who that is. It's so far away. It's someone who's orange, but they're literally shooting across the entire zone. And we're like, it's not dumb, but it feels ridiculous considering how close, how congested, how colorful the minimap is right now.
Right.
And they're just shooting at guys that are literally like 300 meters away. That's actually Pyro Gaming. I can see that now.
Yeah, Pyro.
Who that is. Looking over here, they know that someone's over here, right? They can probably hear the footsteps. Someone had called this out at some point, and they're saying, all right, we're just going to hope that they make a mistake. That's kind of the play here at this point, 4 solos, 1 building. Because actually, look at Player One Esports. They were actually able to disengage from this and are now wrapped up to the high ground. Sizzy and Harold are. Earns the XR, however, completely cut off. We have Nubacabra and Darth Vapor, who are both watching the shed that he is in, having a very, very hard time moving. So at the very least, that does mean that Polar Race's west is somewhat clear. But with Harold and Sizzy, oh my God, as I said, look at that evasion on a rampage as he gets his 5th kill.
Woo! Evasion Gaming, I'm telling you, these guys are crazy. Now they're going against, this is Rarity, I believe, right? So, Evasion, I believe that these guys are going to do well in this fight right now, but they just have to keep their eyes open.
Well, it's 4v3 for them.
Yeah, it is 4v3, so they are in an advantage right now. But that smoke is out right now, trying to get this good shot right now. Evasion Nyx looking, trying to see who we can find through here. Oh, there's a shot. The shot, can he take it?
Okay.
Oh.
It sucks that they missed those shots, but that's really important intel because he saw them retreating to the east. He knows they're trying to back off, and that lets Team almost do whatever they want to do. And they will be, instead of pursuing that, will be backing off a little bit down to their south, it looks like on the minimap, as both teams are trying to find it into the zone. Though Mime actually progressing very, very far to the east as he tries to find an off angle. They don't see Mime quite yet. He might be a player to look at here as they start running. Yeah, they're running right into Mime's SLR. He sees them get behind the tree. This could be a big frag. He chucks it. A big yeet. Will be going in and detonating on two of them. A third one. Sweatsky's the last with the blue at his back. A full team at his front. And another frag from Mime will give the second player from Team Almost on his rampage. 10 and plus some extra kills on this team now. Team Almost is on fire today. And they're not done yet. They're trying to take another team. They're on the high ground shooting. I believe this is Ice Tech and the rest of Liberate in the back. Team Almost seems unkillable, and not only do they have the high ground, the zone, look at the zone, it hard shifts towards them on the north side. I don't see how Team Almost loses this game. There's 22 players alive, and I don't know how they lose.
I don't know. Team Almost has been doing a fantastic job this whole game, and they are just a fantastic. They're here to fight, and they're here to win. And they're doing so much damage, they don't even care how far you are. They will try to take you out. This is fantastic coming out from Team Almost. And look, they're still shooting from across from the circle.
Oh my God, they don't even care, and they're allowed to do this.
Everything.
Although, as they said that Hugo does find a headshot into Yuso rather, he will be forced to prone and heal up, so that they are very split out. And this is really good for Team Almost. Team Almost is a very, very emotional team. They are very, very they're swingy. They're like an iceberg. That's what they are. If they're playing poorly, they're going to keep playing poorly. If they have a great game, they will ride that wave. They will ride those emotions to keep their good placements. The fact that this is happening here in Game 1 is absolutely nuts for them. And I'll be probably looking forward to be seeing how they do in the next couple of games, see if they can keep riding that wave.
Let's see. All right, so we got Polar Ace. And he's still in that shed.
Well, yeah, he actually took one player, Nubacabra, who was trying to run back. His other his teammates will be forced to hide in this warehouse as they were unable to cover that spot from their current location.
Oh, he's getting
shot in the back by, guess who? Team Almost. Shaw will be even getting that finish as they get their 14th kill here today. Meanwhile, in the kill, we see Team Ready, who is actually getting demolished here on the far east side. Sixmo is running at these guys, trying to make a distraction for his team. Maybe he can get some reses off for Mert Gungor, but once again, getting shot in the back as Jay Craw shoots Sixmo in the back. Mert Gungor, meanwhile, does get rezzed here during that kerfuffle. And actually, Sixmo's play did keep Ice Tech and the rest of Liberate back. So it did work, but though Mert Gungor getting re-downed by a frag leaves only Iroh alive, and this guy is a survivor if I ever saw one. Will he be able to survive here? Hugo running in, but a frag from Walk will actually friendly fire Hugo with some horrible comms coming out. He even gets flushed by a second frag. I don't know what was going on, but Liberate are taking themselves out of this game. But look at this Iroh spotting the entirety of that sociopath and the rest of 4 solos, 1 building coming in from the southeast side. He's holding them off. He's almost gotten one down. The barrel recoil not doing too many favors. Actually, this is an AK with a black AK. He is able to take 1 player down. 6 not able to get finished quite yet. The frag coming in lands at their feet, but not quite enough damage. And now Iroh forced back as he hears the players come into his ridgeline from the east side. The smoke dissipates. Corey's waiting. Crow throws the frag, and Corey finds him, taking Iroh out of this game with a great peek, but a great job from Iroh to keep so many players back for so long on his own.
That was a fantastic fight coming out from Iroh. Trying to do as much as he could, but was not able to take on a second team. But that coming out from Walk and his team also was, oh my goodness, almost. You guys have 15 kills.
This feels like too much. Like look at the nip. So Almost is green.
Okay, right.
Okay, there's 2 green and 4 pink.
Right.
Now I'm good at basic math here, so that tells me that Almost shouldn't be here. Like they have 2 players in the far northwest side that are doing their own thing.
Headshot. There he is. Nice, clean. He's gonna try to pick him up. He's gonna. Okay, so Sixo is looking, trying to see where Evasion Nyx is at.
Corey's throwing a frag. He's getting bombarded. He
no,
walks
no,
into
no,
the...
no, no.
Oh, my
Woo!
God.
Oh, my goodness. I'm glad that he saw that. Come on, can he get that shot? He's right under you.
Oh.
Fantastic. Now get the next one.
The flush.
Fantastic. Coming out there, Knicks. Now, okay, so they picked up Sociopath.
Oh, my God. What?
No, are you serious? Knicks. You are a monster. Keep it up, dude.
Oh, the frag coming in. Evasion's holding off. He's going to be able to stay alive. And look at this. The zone's coming in. So it's 4 souls. One building has to move. He sees the peak. Sociopath doesn't find him. Evasion is killing this entire team on his own. The backup came in, but Evasion saying, I'm fine, guys. Don't worry about it. There's one player left up. He's only going to take him as he comes in. Mime will be able to finish off the downs as well. But Sixman, he is out of options. There's nothing. There's nowhere left for Sixel to go.
Sixel is half going to come up to see Knicks anyway, so he's going around this. The circle is coming in.
Maybe with a bike. Oh, that might be a good play.
Yeah, he could use the bike to get out of that, but he has to still have to go against Polar Races on the west side. So it's he has some options that he has to do, so he doesn't need a peek.
Evasion's getting greedy. He moved to the low ground, but he almost does have players on the high ground to cover this greedy loot. Oh, but look at that. He gets one. Snaps to a second, or at least makes the attempts to snap, but will now be going down. Evasion trying to crawl into the zone. He is slowly going in there. Did team almost overextend on the far west side. They do have one player left up as the remnants of, well, I say remnants, they only lost one player of Polaris coming from the southwest. Some frags coming in this direction, but I think there's only a smoke if I'm not mistaken, so that's not going to be doing too much, as they're mostly just closing off this team's sight lines. And Polar Race, man, they have 3 players up. I feel like they got to realize that they're in a good spot right now. Evasion has one down. They're trying to win these peak battles, but Darth Vapor can't quite find these shots. And this is something that Polar Race, and I bring it up earlier as well, they just aren't quite good enough at capitalizing on positive situations, because look, they waited for so long. Team Almost, they got the res off. They're 3v4 now with Yosu on the far side being the 4th player. So effectively a 3v3, but the positioning absolutely going in favor of Team Almost. So they need to win these peak battles. They need to get like 1 or 2 knocks to even have a hope of getting out of this. And at this point, all Team Almost has to do on the far east side, because they're in zone, all they got to do is not die.
Right, exactly. They just don't have to die. And Almost pretty much has this situation on lock. Polar Ace is still trying to, but they still have the low ground anyway. They have a little bit of protection from using from that ridge line, but even so, he has a smoke in hand.
Cars are detonating. They're running out of options. They're losing these cars, and even if they did have them, it wouldn't help that much. The smokes are coming out, but with the zone at their back, there's actually a little bit too late. They're going to need to round in the open before the smoke even dissipates. Loganberry, look how hard he chunks. It's so dangerous. Yuso coming in from the north. Sizzy still holding strong, staying alive as the last solo from Player One Esports. He gets spotted though by G-Shove, getting shot in the head very easily, and now Loganberry from Polar Race is left alive to just try and hold out. But look at this. Flank from the left as Darth Vapor gets taken on by G-Shove, as well as Yuso from the top. But running, going for 6x spray on the right side. He just pushed up. They didn't see it coming, but it took his entire team going down to make that play work. And with a 23 kill, they killed a third of the lobby. They killed more than a third of the lobby.
Yes,
I didn't even finish. Like that's like 35% of the lobby.
Team Almost with Evasion Knicks with 8 kills. G-Shove was 6. Mine was 7, and Yusogle with 2. Wow. These guys were dominating this whole game. Didn't they just stay in one area for like 10 minutes, and then they were just shooting everybody from long range?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, because they literally played this game like the best they could have possibly played. And I'm not saying because, well, they got 23 kills, what else could you ask for? But they held the west side, they held the strongest compound in the game if it went west. So if there was a hard shift west, which was very possible, then Team Almost had that covered. They were in the centered compound. But still, despite it centering away from them to the far east, they were still fine. They just showed up late and killed everyone. And on top of that as well, they were able to take the high ground and contest Salver, whereas they were like, you remember Stalber, there were like 3 or 4 teams in there all just having a giant bloodbath, and Team Almost sitting there on the edge saying like, all right, whatever. Like, we're just going to sit here, wait, and just kill whoever comes out. And it's not quite that simple, because by that point in time, they already had 10 kills by the time Stalber came around. So they're just like sitting in their compound on the edge, taking these long-range fights, winning them fight after fight after fight after fight, and then when it finally comes to Stalber, they're like one of the only 4-mans left because they've been in a compound the entire game. They haven't had to do much of anything at all. Meanwhile, everyone else has been fighting, bleeding, dying inside Stalber, just trying to crawl, and like their guts are hanging out, and just saying, okay, but maybe I can get in.
Let me
but
in.
No, yeah, but there's a 4-man team that hasn't had to do anything besides just hit long-range shots that's waiting for you. That was just so smart from Team Almost that game.
That Team Almost did a fantastic job, and I can't wait to see what match 2 is going to be all about. Because that circle was insane, though, like you said, like the mountain range, there was so much stuff in the area, trees, so much ridge lines that he had to go up to, and Team Almost pretty much had the best spot, just looking over ridges, because everybody had to come up to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what they had in the last part, like when Polar Ace was coming up from that side, they were just like, they lost most of their cars, but you still had to go up. But who still had more of the vision? Team Almost.
And we sort of see like the difference of play style between those two teams because they were in different locations, so it's not really fair to compare Polar Ace to Team Almost, but like when we saw Polar Ace on the far south side, they were playing the compound, they were playing the buildings, and that's all they were doing. Even when Player won esports, like even when they killed a player, got it down, and were in a 4v2 situation, they still didn't want to push out and confirm that, and that actually bit them in the butt later on. They lost one of their players who was trying to move within the compound from a player that they just didn't kill at some point.
Right.
So their indecision ended up losing them a player. It's hard to criticize it too much because they did get second place. So like they did end up having a good placement, and they were able to stay alive for a very, 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 very long time. But I feel like they would have a much better shot if they just played a little bit more proactively. Just like, you know, if you get 2 downs, maybe make that push. Figure out what's going on. Because they had 2 players in the Wizard Tower, which allows them to see almost everything around them, besides their direct south. So they can see to their north, which was their big issue. That's what can easily third party them, and there was no one there.
Right.
They can't see their east, which isn't much of a problem, and they can't see their south, which is the only potential problem.
Right.
So playing into the compound and sort of not going for a push was sort of due to a lack of intel, but at the same time, if they just played a little bit more, they would have that intel and they would know what they are and aren't allowed to do. So still we'll be walking away from that with second place with at least a couple of kills. I don't remember exactly how many, but either way, they're going to be overshadowed by Team Almost to, I think it's 14 points a kill, if I'm not mistaken.
14 points.
So that's at least 280 points for kills alone, and it's 400 for a win. So that's they're pretty much sitting there getting like a first place and a third place in one game. It's nuts right now. they're gonna be sitting pretty. This is a good point in time to talk about the league structure as well. So every Survival Sunday week is essentially a standalone event. There is $720 on the line for first through third place, but also the big thing, quite frankly, what teams are fighting for is entry into the finale in week 8. That's going to be, I think, March 2nd or March 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Top 2 from every week gets entry into that. So I'm looking at Team Almost. They just got like a first place. I think that last week we had like the cap at first place got 1.5K points, and second and third place got 1.2K in 4 games.
Okay.
And they got half of that in 1 game. So they got. If we're looking at like, let's say first place is on average like 1.4K points, they're already halfway there in 1 game. Team Almost is looking pretty.
Oh yeah, they're looking pretty good right now. All right, so I guess we're waiting on production to hopefully.
Yeah, we're getting scores. Getting scores ready.
Scores ready. So, who do you think that Team Almost like will have a rival with if they probably had a better game?
A lot of these NA teams, because a lot of them weren't really able to play the way they wanted to because of being forced into Stalber essentially. So Nutters, so Spray, potentially Pyro Gaming, although I wasn't really convinced by their style going into that game. Specifically, I think it was Spank who kind of just got himself killed, if I'm not mistaken, taking a really, really weird fight. I get why he took that fight in the very, very early of the game, the 1v1 against Evasion, because you're saying, okay, what if there's only one person in there, and what if I win that fight? Then I get this compound. So he wanted to do what Team Almost did, but the problem was that where he dropped. So he dropped far west inside North George. And the other team dropped in Severny. So they had like Severny team had like a 1 kilometer drive to that compound. He had like a 4 kilometer drive. It was so much longer. and his team is not there to back him up, while his team almost is there to back him up right away. So even if Evasion loses, you have 3 players from Team Almost that then need to make the same decision. Except, well, he's guessing there's 1 player in. Team Almost, assuming Evasion dies, knows there's only 1 player in that compound, so they can easily just beam and crash. It's just such a weird play to be seeing. To be seeing him do, and I'm kind of hoping that they sort of rethink that style going later, and maybe playing a little bit more conservatively if you don't have a lot of intel in the early game.
Right.
But besides that, I'm sticking strong. I'm thinking that Spray and Netters are going to put on a better show going into Game 2, which will be on the deserts of Miramar, by the way.
Miramar.
Oh no, I forgot my water. Oh no!
Forgot your see.
Oh no!
I kept mine with me.
Are you serious? Oh my god!
Always keep it with you.
Maybe I can get the blissful arm of production to just
we'll
see.
Maybe a little bit of magic. It might come out.
Just fade to black when it comes back.
Give him some love. So
give me some water. I don't need your love. I need some. I need sustenance.
Somebody give him water magic so like production can give him some water because like Quesadilla always keeps himself hydrated.
All right, so we will actually have scores for y'all before Lobby 2 shows up, so that'll be pretty telling on how that ends up going. We'll be popping into those as soon as they're up, but until then, we'll just be sitting here waiting to see what they were going to be. So we have the first 2 teams. We already talked about them. We talked about Polar Race. We talked about Team Almost. Other teams that got there pretty late. We had PLAYERUNKNOWN'S esports who would end up avoiding Polar Race on that far southwest side.
Right.
Sizzy was able to quietly stay alive for a very long time before getting third-partied by Team Almost. So that was a pretty good play. Not much to really say there besides some decent routing and some good snake play.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the really weird teams that we saw today was Team Almost, or not Team Almost, Team Ready though. Because on the far northwest side, they're doing a pretty good job of gatekeeping for a very, very long time there. But at some point, they ended up sending it across the entire zone on top of Mod Z Esports, and it came all down to 6mo, I think, to secure that spot. And it was that little ledge that Ira ended up trying to hold and dying on when they got pushed from the east and south at the same time. But if you remember, that angle they were holding for the entire game is the angle that Team Almost ended up coming in from and winning the game from.
Right.
So that's a really interesting actually, because Team Ready is once again they played in EPL. They did damn well. They're one of the best European teams playing right now. But a small misplay from that point, sort of like a misreading the zone, misreading what exactly is the right and the wrong place to be, ended up resulting in them overcommitting to a spot that was around center zone, and then them getting pushed from too many angles at once. That play from Team Ready vacating the northwest side allowed Team Almost to literally just walk in entirely uncontested. In fact, Team Ready laid the legwork for that by taking down all the solos. There were 2 or 3 solos they took out. They took out an entire squad in the trench line, and then they left. So they literally just did all the hard work, all the heavy lifting, and then allowed Team Almost to just walk up completely uncontested. That's really interesting how that turned out. Because if Team Ready doesn't leave there, that's a very different game. Team Almost isn't there anymore.
Nope. And Team Almost is the beast that everybody else has to slay today. So they're going to be keeping eyes on Team Almost, and let's see what Almost can do.
Yeah, I saw a lot of good stuff specifically from Mime, but also the entire team in general. They were playing that last game super split, and it was weird. It was jank, if I'm being honest here. They knew that they weren't going to lose any fights. They sent 2 players off to go deal with an entire squad. They kept 1 guy on top of the hill to do something. I'm not exactly sure. I think that was Yuso, who was up there on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Who ended up, I think putting a little bit of suppressing fire on Polar Race. So that potentially, that was to cover their south flank. I'm not sure what the exact intent was, but he got 2 kills, but he was able to watch their back at the same time. But, Mime and Evasion, we saw Evasion go for the push all on his own. We saw Mime kill Verity on his own when he went for a push to take out the last team coming in from Stalber. That was a really interesting play to see from him, and also a very, very good play. That was the kind of aggression that I really wanted to see, because Mime had a free pass to just be really aggressive. He took it and was able to make some great plays, the great frags. Probably gonna make it the highlight reel. That's going to. But yeah, this Evasion's play, or Team Almost's play style, just going into that entire end game was just so weird.
It really was. It was like, huh?
Yeah, because they're just everywhere. They're just so split.
Yeah. It's just like for a team that was just so split and able to take everything. All right, so we got
double the points. More than double the points of second place.
That 768 for 23 kills and placing first place, and that's just round 1.
Yeah, then we got Polar Race in second, second place, 2 kills. Played a very conservative game, and you know that's going to be okay. You know, but that might not be enough going into the next couple of games if they keep playing like that. Because you know they that kind of style where you play very conservatively only works if you're just really lucky. If I'm frank, because it's saying that I don't care what the team is around me. I'm just hoping the spot that I pick is going to stay in, and that they don't push me. To talk about one more team there. There was also Team Hades that got on in 16th place. I really liked their spot, but they ended another thing that actually ended up going 100% correct for Team Almost. Team Hades ended up pushing directly into Team Ready away from their trench line, trying to take the 1v1 versus Team Ready. They got demolished from that point, but they didn't have to do that. They could have easily just sat there for a very, very long time. That ridge line, that trench line was in for a super long time. So Team Ready, killing them and then leaving means that, you know, what could have been 2 full 4-man teams preventing Team Almost from pushing to the northwest side turned into 0. So, like, once again, just things having to happen in the exact order that they had to for Team Almost to be in as good of a spot they were that game. It's just so interesting how to think about that, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Things had to happen exactly as they did.
Everything just going just like that. All right.
All right, we got the lobby that is going to be made here. I think it's already made. Hopefully it's already made. As the players going in there. We do have Miramar as our next game, and I'm wondering how this is going to look, because I guess it's going to look very, very pink and white.
Pink and white, and ready for the snow. Hugo is ready to go.
Ready for the snow? Yeah, this is certainly a snowy wasteland.
Yeah, very
snowy. A lot of coldness going on in the deserts of Miramar here. Another flight plan though. This flight plan looks actually pretty decent. Going from the east to the west, just right in the middle. Once again, another flight plan that is just going to allow most players to do pretty much what they want. It cuts off just like a logo cuts off the south side on the Los Sigos and the prison area, but frankly, those are like the least popular drops in Miramar in Survival Sunday League, so I don't think anyone's really going to be too heartbroken about that.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, we have 15 seconds left. Everybody is on the plane, and let's see. Like I said, it's going through the middle. It's going through the middle of Miramar, and I wonder how these teams are going to be splitting themselves up. Who's going to be fighting who first? Which team is going to be going into these fights, and who might have the unlucky chance of being killed first.
Yeah, well, that's a good time to talk about the difference between like set drops and reactive drops, actually. So in a lot of meta in competitive lobbies, there'll be like a meta that forms where teams, because they don't want a hot drop, will just say like, okay, I drop San Martin every game, and no one is ever going to push into San Martin because they know that I dropped there. So that doesn't happen in these lobbies, though, because there's a different set of teams every week. And honestly, a lot of teams just don't want to play like that, that are playing this today. So you have teams that are instead playing, I'm not going to say like conservatively, but it's called reactive dropping, where if you see someone dropping in a spot, then you try to do whatever it takes to not take a fight early on. So if you see someone dropping in the city, you end up either contesting the city or dropping away from the city in the compounds or going for the cars and stealing those from the city. We see that happen a lot in Picado, where almost every game 2 teams drop Picado, but one team is going for the cars in Picado and one team is going for the loot in Picado because there are so many car spawns. I think we're actually seeing G-Shove do that right now because we see the rest of the team almost going west, getting the compounds. He's jumping in the Picado alone, trying to get a car, while the rest of the team is only going to be able, the other team is only going to be able to get the loot there.
Right. We already got, everybody's still landing right now, trying to figure out the bearings. I see everybody, almost is in the middle. Almost already taken a fight?
A bit. San Martin's pretty big. Almost in Picado, sorry.
Almost was right there.
On the far south. Yeah, it looks like they might not be able to find a car, which is unfortunate. We'll be keeping an eye on that here in a sec.
Nope, they found a car. They found one.
All right, so they'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Looking over here, we do have San Martin a little bit hot, as Gumby12 didn't quite get the memo. A Herald with the Saiga shooting at some cars at long range, and that's actually going to be enough to get semi-slaps in the rest of this team after the Northwest. That's going to be Pyro Gaming that get La Cobreria all to their own. So some good scouting, some good vision as they're coming down from the parachutes did give them that intel that city is empty, and they'll be able to get all that loot to themselves in this game.
Having that information is good, and it's going to help you out in the long run of this game. So, like I said, it's the looting phase of this this match. So most people are going to be out there scouting, finding the best weapons, making sure everybody is stacked up for these later fights. And then when the circle starts coming in, that's when everything will start to hit the fan.
Yeah, looking around right now, we do have Next Level Gaming. It's Meeseek, Postal Worker, Lulstress, and Nar in the water treatment area that they're already in center zone. This is the kind of circle that does matter a little bit. When you go north here, there's a couple of very, very strong compounds in these hills near water treatment, and even in the area near Meeseek. So if the circle ends in either of these spots, then having a compound is going to be pretty important. It gets a little bit less in the northeast, but if you're ending near Meeseek, then these compounds are so strong. That being said, I've never seen a circle actually end here. Just ever. So we'll see that ends up actually happening as the zone does end up straying away from compounds and toward like roads, toward things that don't just give teams the win just for being there, which I think is a good change happened a little bit ago. Looking at the junkyard area though, on the southeast side of the current white, we do have a couple of guys in the Minas Generales area, but also Plushie from the nuts, getting pretty close to Rita from Mozzie Esports. It looks like he's only able to find a Scorpion so far, with Rita hiding in the dumpster.
Hey, man.
Oh no, she's hiding behind it. Although she doesn't really like to hide because he only has a Scorpion. Like she's going for this like big brain ambush play, but she could literally like kill him with her eyes closed. I think.
But let's see how this happens. Plushie is moving up. Rita is sitting there trying to see something. Plushie doesn't know. No vision yet.
So she's playing for audio. But if she timed this right, then she should know that, okay, if I didn't hear him yet, then he's got to be in junkyard.
Yeah.
Because if he kept running anyway. But instead, she will just be going for a very, 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 very passive play here, allowing Plushie to loot up, get inside junkyard. So she was actually like looting this area and just trying to do whatever it takes to survive here.
Plushie's going around going inside, trying to look. I thought Plushie was going to go up the hill and then probably look down.
Does Plushie have a gun right now, actually? Is he still rocking the Scorpion?
I think he's still...
Because that's not a real gun. Okay, so at this point, he alluded to buildings, and he's looting all these crates and being like, where the hell's all the loot? Like,
right. Like, where did it go?
Someone's been here at this point.
Right.
It's what he's thinking right now. He's looking around. Yep, there's like a bullet loops here, gas can there, shotguns. Like he's got to think at some point that, okay, he's actually forced to pick up a double barrel, and this gun is so, and honestly, shotguns and SMGs in general are so unpopular that most players in most situations will not even pick them up. So the fact that Plushie's picking this up at all, and that I know he's a comp player, really shows how desperate he is for anything.
Right now. Yeah, when you don't have the certain things, you're just like, hey, I better have something than nothing.
Livery's feeling a little bit less desperation though, as he does get himself a crate full of level 3 gear. What exactly is the gun he's going to be getting though? You picked that goddamn gun up, Gumby.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an M24. Okay, good. So this is the M249. I think it's the best gun in the game.
Really?
Not many people agree with me. In fact, it's probably one of the least popular crate guns, to the point where most people don't even pick it up.
Why so?
A lot of people think because it has a bipod that you need to be prone to use it. So it's like, unless you deploy the bipod, it's not going to work. It's only for show. Standing up, its recoil is like the worst in the game. It has a ton of sway, it has a ton of bullet bounce, but its velocity is very good, almost as good as the Mini 14, which is one of the best long-range guns in the game, as well as its crouched recoil, as well as the prone recoil, but that doesn't matter because proning is almost always bad in this game.
Right.
But the crouched recoil is some of the best in the game, but people just aren't quite used to that. It's a little bit janky, and some people are still under the impression, like I said, that you need to be prone to use it, which is just not true. Pick up the goddamn M249, but they will be doing that, so there's no reason for you to be mad. It will be the boys on Liberate claiming that 249 as well as a relatively centralized compound for themselves, but playing all in the compound and not spreading out a little bit will allow teams like Retaliate or teams like Spray to easily rotate around them and also get themselves some centralized compounds here.
It looks like Retaliate is taking some damage from behind, coming from the south from Walk. Walk doing a little bit of damage, but I think Low Soup also taking some damage also in that car. So they do know that that the team is right at the south side of them. And M16 also nearby. These are a lot of people here in this,
Yeah,
area.
and they look like the same team, but M16 and Retaliate are not in the same team.
They're not in the same team.
Two different teams here. And looking over here, we see Darth Vapor from Polar Race taking some long-range shots at Deadeye, who's driving away with his bike. I'm surprised he hit one at all. Those are very, very hard to hit, so props to Vapor for hitting those at all. He's going to be kind of a little bit in the north of the Cruz del Val area as they come in from Campo Militar. You do see as well FirstBlood happening right now as Team Almost, the first place team, do lose Yuso here. So the fact that Team Almost was able to play so aggressively was due to being a 4-man. One of the only 4-mans in the end of that game for game 1. Going to 3 in this game, I was talking about momentum, I think they just lost it. I don't think they're going to be able to play the same way. Partially because it's Miramar, you just can't play as aggressively on Miramar, it's just not allowed.
Right.
But also going down to 3, you're going to want to change up your style a little bit going down to 3. You need to play a little more conservatively at that point.
Oh yeah, all right, so it looks like Pyro Gaming is heading towards a crate. I wonder what they're going to get. I hope
you're saying that like you know, like you're cheeky. You're like, wow, Seal, what's in the crate? I don't know.
I don't know, Seal. I mean, I might know some things, man.
Like my God, it's another M249.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys are so lucky. These guys are so lucky getting 2 M249s.
Your gun is just being like shown up there.
It is.
Like,
I love it.
See, I think you just changed some settings in the
I don't know
Miramar.
what you're talking about.
I don't know, man. See, I've seen this gun everywhere. You saying
that would be such a funny thing to change, though, because I could do that if I wanted to. Like I could absolutely do that, but I'm not.
I don't think Dan will let us do that anyway.
I just put in the settings, you know? It's just like, okay, Dan, the competitive scene all agrees. M249 should be the only gun. Trust me.
It's only be a crate gun.
I've been a caster for such a long time in this game. You just gotta trust me, man.
I'm
the comp liaison. You're gonna go against what I say, Dan.
All right, so Polar A still going against Rarity, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I'm still, like, these logos are new to me. I'm trying to remember.
You're doing good.
Thank you. But yes, Rarity, Polar Race had a little bit of a scuffle there, but it looks like Rarity's going to get out of there. Still got a lot of people starting to close in on each other towards the water treatment area and San Martin as well.
Yeah, it looks like the San Martin team that's going to be team ready does have Mert Gungor scouting off to the north, so they're not putting all their eggs in the San Martin basket, luckily for them. Rarity as well was able to get away from Polar Race and get into a compound on the east side of the current zone. So they're feeling pretty good about this particular compound. Quite strong. It allows them to have a lot of sight lines, and as well, the cover around it is pretty decent as well. So they will be able to move out on foot later if they want. So that's going to be very, very good considering how centralized this compound is going into the mid and late game. Meanwhile, speaking of going into the mid game, more teams are trying to make these transitions as the rest of Spray trying to get him, but Matthew actually gets hit with a neck shot from this Car 98, almost taking him down out of this game. Will not be able to finish that off, though. He might still be in trouble, though, as he has not made it to the compound yet. Trying to land the same thing on Zentrix, but quite frankly, Walk, you're a lucky mother for landing in the first place. That's a little bit of skill and a lot of luck, so I'm not going to really get that. But he will be able to de-wheel this vehicle, which as he realizes that, as the driver realizes that, is going to be trying to move out over here. But look at the kill feed. We do have a fight breaking up between Team Ready as well as Player1 Esports. Both downs are finished, and Iro trying to take Sizzy out. He's trying to get revenge for his dead teammate, but these shots, some of the hardest hit in the game, actually is getting returned fire by Ernzexer. And so, only Death able to land these shots, and only one player is not enough, and that off-road will be able to back off. Only a trade coming up between these two teams, and I gotta say, both these teams, pretty big powerhouses when it comes to the late games. They're both very unhappy for losing one of their players going into the mid game.
Oh yes, I'm seeing a little bit of. Look at this. Ernz is having a team nearby. Let's hope that they don't go into his compound.
Well, they hear him. They heard the shots, so this is actually really dangerous.
They definitely know they're in that direction, but I think they're looking at the compound now.
Yeah, they're looking over here. They're trying to get a feel for exactly what is going on. They have a pretty good idea from the audio from the fight they just heard happen, but they're not 100% sure. They even see the smoke grenade. So yeah, they're saying, okay, he's still there. We have potential to get some free kills if we push into this right now. And honestly, it looks like they have no cars. They need to take whatever advantage advantageous fights they can. They will be hearing the buggy and they're saying, all right, I want some vehicles. Let's see what we can do here. They will hear the buggy pull up below them as they begin trading the cars. And 4 solos, 1 bullet. They need these cars. They will begin taking shots here in a sec. Zotriabas trying to find Ira with this buggy. D-wheeled 1 on the side. The buggy is at low HP as well. Zotriabas hitting so many of these shots, but it's not going to be quite enough. The SLR is not a big enough magazine. 20 bullets is not enough, and Iro will somehow be able to leave and get into the compound that Mert Gungor is holding for the rest of them. And look at this compound. The zone hard shifting to the southwest will give them center compound for now.
All right, we're having a fight here. We're team almost going against Laughing Coffin. Shove is going to actually be going to take out 2 players. All right, 3 actually. Shove did a fantastic job taking out Laughing Coffin. Like you said, Team Almost is riding this wave that they did from the first match, and now they're bringing it into the second match. Even though they're already down a player, does not matter. They are still gonna go for, still gonna try to do the best that they can. Nyx is just looking at these loot that they got from Team Laughing Coffin, but they're also getting shot by Nutters from the hill. That is, I believe that is northwest, if I'm not.
This is the far east hill, but they will be okay here as they have a little bit of hard cover. They have a lot of smoke grenades, so it's pretty much down to luck for this team to hit these shots at this range at this point. As a little smoke train will allow them to get back to safety, back to the compound, so able to get their cake and eat it too as they are gobbling up all this loot. And it's good that they did that as well, because they're being on the edge of the zone is not exactly a great spot, as they say that the entire south side is pretty much free. So Team Almost still in a decent spot in this game, although that could change as teams like Zach Spade's team in the far south begin to move and get into position on that south side. Team Almost might find themselves outflanked here soon, although it depends on the routing of this team.
And we got a solo just chilling on the road. And it's about to come up to him in a second. What's about to happen? He's in that. Oh, he's
playing out. He's looking for these shots.
I was like, I didn't even see a structure there at all. I didn't even know he was inside of a
load in.
Yeah, he was just like on the ground, just next to a buggy.
PUBG
just like,
problems.
Just like, I'm dead. I'm not actually here. But yes, this is for Laughing Coffin. So the guys who actually got taken out by Team Almost. But
yeah, so
there's one person left.
It's like they're going for revenge, but it just didn't work again. They just got smacked again. And McLovin will actually, after missing the first 2 cars, say, okay, this isn't worth it anymore. I'm not going to try to take down this last player. I'm not going to make myself known. And that will be Zach Spade and the rest of, I believe, the just Shake and Bake, able to make it to the south side, the southern edge of the zone. Oh, and meanwhile, look at this. Team Almost actually getting out-positioned by Lampalot and the rest as they, as this team, as the Nutters rotate out of mines and into San Martin, just right in front of Team Almost. And they hear this at the last second. Mime does and is getting out here just before he just drives into this team. Good play from him, but at the same time, they're still outflanked. They're still in a subpar position. He will be able to get the first couple of shots here onto this team, but making these shots will announce his presence. But that was not the play at all. Going into the open, trying to get in this car, easiest headshot of Mime's life. And now Plushie dying for free, evening the odds, 3 versus 3 for Team Almost versus the Nutters. As they say that, it's probably
look at
not
all this
gonna
fire.
result in a fight.
Oh my goodness! There are so many different fights that are happening right now. So we're gonna go over here to where Walk actually got down. Liberate, Team Liberate. We're gonna try to pick him up right now. Hugo is trying to pick up Walk, and looks like we're gonna be Uno and Rupture are sitting over there.
Uno is actually playing out a little bit. It looks like Uno is getting a little antsy, potentially trying to tease a push out.
Yeah.
But with Buyu Kai in the forest, it's a little bit harder to make this push when your team is this split. And Uno realizing that will just kind of be trying to figure out exactly what he should be doing. He's kind of okay, so he doesn't need to move. He does have this trench line here. A bit flankable from the west, but with Buyu Kai holding the ridge line there, he's actually quite difficult to flank because his team can probably, he even has the car here as cover if that does end up happening, which might end up happening later. We do see Lol Soup and Matthew in the far west side of the mini-map right now. That could end up making that happen. Right now, Uno just trying to find a cheeky kill, cheeky knock, but no, Hugo getting body shot. He's had enough. He's going to be dropping down from that building back down into the cover that Hacienda provides. So, cheeky angle from Sangal, but mostly just both these teams have relatively stable positions they're holding right now.
Yeah, these positions are pretty good for Team Liberate right now, but IG Sangal are in a tight spot. Uno out there being by himself still. Well, his teammates are starting to move up. Rupture's still close by, and Byaku's still in the forest. But even so, this is a really bad spot. And look who's trailing on the side. Spray. And looks like Spray is going to get another crate.
Yeah, maybe. We do. Oh yeah, they will actually. Zentrix getting that one. We do have another hard shift actually to the south though, and a lot of these teams that were hoping that it would end a water treatment, specifically Next Level Gaming, the guys that dropped in the first place, are not going to be able to do so. That being said, they will hold their ground trying to find these kills. Meeseek not in position quite yet, and Dark Vapor actually suppresses them. And they're doing this. They're getting out. They're looking for these kills now. Meeseek trapped in a 1v2 situation. The teammates from Polaris are coming in. So right now it is only a 2v1. They're in a very, very awkward spot. And now we're beginning to second guess this. They couldn't get that instant knock, and they're now getting shot in the back on their south side. Third party. Walkenberry forced to push in, but the barrels recoil just a little bit too awkward. We'll be able to get him on the repeat though. Meeseek going down from NLG. Backup now coming in though with Postal Worker in the building, but now Longenberry pushing in there himself.
Oh, he's upstairs. We're going to be seeing something out here. Longenberry taking some damage from Walk TV. Team Liberate still looking at these guys right here. Dark Vapor outside. Longenberry needs to do something on his own right now. Needs to either save his teammate or try to get Postal Walker. Well, it looks like he might be going for Postal Walker.
Oh, yeah, he is. And look at this. He has an HP. He is more HP than Postal. Postal did not find time to heal, and he has the barrel Lockenberry does as well. So this is a very, very good close-range gun, making a very, very quiet peek as Postal goes to the heal. He's in the bathroom. He's in the tub. He's making a ton of noise here, and that's not going to do it. Lockenberry going for the push, gets the spray down. Postal just feeling so antsy the entire time. Lockenberry didn't let the heal happen as well, which is very smart. Meanwhile, the rest of NLG, Gnar and Lulstress feeling very, very awkward right now. They're trying to gatekeep these players coming in from the north, and they lost half their team against another duo trying to do so. So now sharing this compound that is not even in zone, NLG feeling very bad about their spot. But meanwhile, looking over here, oh my god, 4 solos, 1 building, staying true to their name as they're trying to take Pyre Gaming out of it. Gonna be a very, very awkward spot as Spankju is hiding in this building while, if you see the minimap, he is the only one here. His team, his other 2 teammates are off to the far east side and are unable to help at all. And quite frankly, they don't want to help him at all. No, that is too far. They will not be able to, they should not be able to help
way down the street. They're trying to give him some cover fire all the way over there, but it's just Spank.
It actually works.
Oh, they're backing off.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that works out. So Spank actually is going to be able to get out of that one. Thank you so much to his teammates for doing that cover fight. It's like, you know what? Let's just get out of here and just move over to the next building.
They do get a nice building in the hospital, but San Martin on the western edge, I think that not cleaning up that player is going to bite him in the butt later, because San Martin is probably going to get forced out, and the more kills that they don't get, the worse it's going to be. In the kill, we do see G-Shove somehow flushing Mime with a frag, so almost now down to 2 players in a very, very awkward situation. Buyukai as well has been able to sneak into Hacienda right under the noses of Gumby 12. Gumby as well running around. He has a sniper rifle out. I can see from the silhouette in the X-ray. He has no idea that Buyukai is here. There could be a killer. There could be an ambush coming out here for Buyukai soon.
Yeah, Buyukai is being very, very quiet, inching up back and forth. Gun right above him with that sniper rifle. I have no idea what Buyukai is going to be able to pull out from here. Still inching, trying to find out who's around here. Not trying to make too much noise. This is a really tight spot for him. I don't know what's gonna be working out for him.
Oh, big fight.
Big fight coming out for Team Almost going against T-Rarity. Fuji doing some damage on some G-Shove. Currently sitting at 70 health. That's still okay. Nick's going to be able to take out Sweatsky.
Oh, that's the worst jump of his life.
Oh no, that's gonna get Fuji's gonna get that shot on Nyx. Nyx taking some damage. They are moving up slowly. Shove needs to do something now to save his teammate, but that is not gonna happen. Team Almost is gonna be taken out of this round. They're the first team to get knocked out. Oh my goodness, going from first place to last place in the second round.
It's like they tried to convince themselves they still had momentum, and then it just didn't work. I get the idea of what they were going for. They did kind of need to take that fight. Excuse me. But it just wasn't that good. And Invasion making that jump there, man, like that's some puppy stuff right there. I gotta say, I make that mistake a lot. That's just a very fortunate error right there. It's a little bit too antsy. You can kind of feel how antsy they were just by watching how that fight ended up going. Looking over here though, you have a lamp. A lot of all people going down from a frag from Pyro. Will be Blaze able to get that flush as well as continuing on southern. Meanwhile, wow, 4 solos, 1 building, actually able to have some really, really good plays here. But looking over here, they do lose J-Craw as Sammy slaps outside the building. Wrong place, wrong time for everyone involved, frankly. But oh my god, so many smokes. And they do not want to lose J-Craw.
No,
they're using every smoke they have to try and save his life.
And Blaze.
As that's going on, though, Spank and Blaze.
Yeah, they're going over to the right side. They're trying to see if they can try to get these angles. J-Craw is going to get picked up in a few seconds right now. But it looks like they're going like far back. They want to see if they can try to get this from the back line.
Yeah, and Sixel and Socher, but they're actually looking the same way, which is a little unfortunate. But Pyro, if they were going for a fight, that would have been bad, but they're not, so it's fine for 4 solos, 1 building. So they will be able to get that res off and hold the western edge of San Martin, while Pyro Gaming continue along the southern edge of it. They will be able to get the warehouse on the southwestern side, so they'll be fine. But meanwhile, oh my god, 4 teams, if you include the solo of Buyakai, finding themselves inside dead center zone of Hacienda, and this is awkward as hell for Liberate. They can't hold the high ground to their north. They couldn't prevent Team Ready from getting in from the south. That's almost impossible to do as well. So now they're surrounded by teams. If they have to leave Hacienda, if that compound is forced out in either direction, to the northwest or to the south, then they are going to be in trouble.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm not watching PUBG. I believe I'm watching like Rainbow Six Siege, because I believe that people are starting to break into this building because Liberate is trying to hold it down, but you got Team Ready over here, you got Modzy over here, and you got one person already inside there from IG Sangal, and like this. Where's he hiding? In the kitchen?
Is that like a bar? I think no, he's just in the middle of. Oh my god, I hate this. He's just prone in the middle of nowhere, and like this gets me so much. Or if I'm getting shot by someone, I'm looking like, okay, is he in the window? Is he behind the rock? If someone's in the middle of nowhere, I just don't look there.
You never look there.
That's actually a pretty decent one for Buyakai, which is it like seems suboptimal, but because it's so cheeky, it's like probably not going to be looked for at all. Yeah. So good spot proning for him. Meanwhile, in the far west, it looks like that Spen and the rest of the guys actually below him as well have been found out. Spen able to get the cover, but the same cannot be said for Pyro Gaming, who lose Spank Juice during the movement. Blaze it trying to come in for the res. The smoke has already been popped. 4 solos, however, not making that push. They are not going to be trying to press the issue on that one. Once again, I think that if you're in that situation, you do need to go for the push there. But looking over here, Buyakai eventually pops out, gets 2 knocks right away. Gumby and Walk both going down. Can Buyakai make some magic happen? Oh my god, he was going for the frog, but oh my goodness, he needs to run. Is able to get back, and now a 1v1 happening right here. Ice Tech is running back, going for the res instead. Buyakai making a miracle happen, and look at the minimap. Uno and Rupture coming in. They're trying to take Hacienda, and it looks like it might actually work.
This actually is insane. Buyakai, like you said, like hiding in plain sight, nobody can see you. Buyakai doing it, and look at the team. It's starting to IG Singal is coming in to help their teammate. Didn't think this was actually going to happen. I told you, man, this is Rainbow Six Siege. I'm not watching PUBG.
It is. They're coming in, but look at this. The frags through the windows are just not quite going to beat up. They're in the back room, the side room. Very good positioning. They need to heal right now. Gumby sitting at 1 HP while his teammates heal. He's going to cover. Rupture coming in the right doorway. Goes to the people with 249, but they're rebeeping Buyakai. The new angle will take him down. Buyakai getting another kill. He is leading his team to victory. He didn't even need help there. Buyakai with more than a triple. He downed these guys more than once. His damage is off the charts. And now with the sneakiest play I've ever freaking seen, IG Sangal will claim center zone here in Game 2 of the Survival Sunday League.
Fantastic engagement coming out from IG Sangal. Good fight coming out from Liberate as well. But having Secret Agent Buyakai in that place was awesome. And he was able to pull that off. And his teammates able to respond as fast as they could was insane.
And they still got 3 players up too, because if they lost a player doing that, then it's like lights out. You can't hold Hacienda with only 2 players up. With 3 players, they might be able to make it happen. So definitely looking forward to see that happens. Looking over here though, a lot of pressure onto Spray, as this hill they're holding right now is not quite in zone. And the further south they go, the closer they're going to get to the other teams. They're both in Hacienda, but also coming out from San Martin, which is no longer in. Loganberry will begin to put some shots out toward Matthew in that team though, but after making those, going to be backing off. But look at that minimap. There's 3 arrows all looking over here, all trying to find where exactly he went. Taking a little bit of cover, now gets spotted out here, and it's going to be enough. Just a couple of seconds of being in the open will be enough to take Polar Ace out of this game in 11th place. Looking elsewhere on the map, though, teams coming from San Martin are beginning to get some pressure as they go advance toward both Chicken Bake as well as Team Ready.
Yep, and Ripper, the only one, I believe Ripper's the only one left.
I think you're right.
And Nutters right now is still, you know, he's got a scar on him. He's got a red dot sight. He's got 2 grenades, a lot of smoke on him, so he should be okay as long as he doesn't make a wrong play coming out of here.
That's good cover too.
Yeah, he has a good spot. So as long as he doesn't make the wrong play, he has team ready right next to him, and then he has shake and bake on the side, and then 4 solos, 1 building right next to him. And it looks like we got one person running up.
Oh,
Jay Craw knows.
Oh, I love this team now. Okay, so Jay Craw, he's coming pretty close. This is actually a really good ridge line, though, that Jay Craw's holding, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't advance beyond it. Like, look, you can go so far north and south from here. Great ridge line that this team has found. Switching path being a little bit unconfident about it, though. Just kind of, he really likes it. He's just like, oh, yeah, give me that. Give me up in there. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, they will actually spot the team ready in this building. I think I saw Jay Craw peeking it as Iroh opened the door, looking over in that direction.
Yep. Oh, he closed the door now. I don't know if it.
He wanted to open it inward. He wanted to open it inward.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they saw the animation moving though.
Looking over here, Buyakai and the rest of these boys trying to hold the interior. That looks like a pretty good frag. Buyakai forced away from cover. Lipson gonna be going down here. Smash Bay, meanwhile, going for a heal. As you know, goes for a flank around the left side. He's looking for it. He's pieing around, but he actually loses the peak. Smash Bay pushing up, trying to go. They're both one shot, but they will. They're making an agreement that's a you heal, I heal. That's gonna be nice and okay. But the problem is that Buyakai is still up and might be able to make a play happen. Smash Bay hears the frag get pulled and will be running away in return. Getting into the building, actually going for a peek on Uno. A great play from Smash Bay, getting Uno down and just trying to flush him. Will be able to do that as well. And like I said before, Hacienda, man, it's just huge. And in this case, too big for 3 players to hold, as Modzy Esports able to take on 2 players at only the cost of 1. That is a deal if I ever heard one. Both 2 solos inside this building. All another team has to do is realize what's going on and claim it. But as I say that, you know, we've had 2 full teams die here pretty much. Do you really want Hacienda at this point? That might not be good.
Yeah.
One more thing to note before I just stop talking for a little bit. Spray, I believe, on the east side is one of the only 4-mans left on this side of the zone. Everyone else is just solo. So this is a really good spot for them to be in.
Yeah, they've been doing so well, like making sure they keep their teammates alive. And I think they've been in like a couple fights, but they haven't been like barely lost any health. Like the only person I believe has lost health is Retaliate.
Yeah, he's feeling fine.
Like, he feels okay. He's just a scratch. He'll be fine. Oh, but looks like Laughing Coffin is gonna be taken out by Shake and Bake.
Oh no, that's a horrible time to get down here. Very good aim, and Tanaka getting taken down by literally everyone. Look at that kill feed. Tons of icons popping up, and they will get 3rd, 4th, and 5th partied as they try to come in from the south side of the zone. Team Ready, despite only being down to 2 players, will still be holding strong, playing super aggro, letting everyone know where they are.
Yeah, 7 teams left in this game, 12 people still alive. This is a fantastic match, but it looks like we haven't. Retaliate is taken out by Fuji.
Shed boys, man.
That shed, man. You gotta watch out for that. But it looks like they're gonna be firing on this shed. They're gonna try to get their revenge on their teammate. Fuji just pretty much can't move from here.
Yeah, if they had a frag, this would be a super easy kill for Spray to get. And they really do this as soon as they're gonna do it at all. Matthew does have all the frags, but he's off doing his own thing.
He's off.
That's a bit unfortunate. I think that they need to kill him right away, though, because they're down on player, so they've lost a little bit of advantage here. But now they need control of the east side.
Yep.
Soup and Co. might be able to make a push, but like I said before, this is trivial if they just chuck a frag in there.
Right.
We'll be seeing how they end up playing this, though. The new zone does pop, and it does shift away from them. So like I said, they need to clean this up. So Matthew does get taken down by someone. I think that might have been Mert, if I'm not mistaken, from Team Ready making these shots. Looking at this zone, though, like I think there's no 4-mans up. I think the only 3-man, the only team that's more than 2 is Spray on the far east side. 4 solos, awesome players, the guys that weren't behind the ridge line that I was praising so much. Team Ready's 2 and Spray's 3.
Oh, 93, they threw a frag in, so...
How did he not die?
I have no...
Now he did. He's like, wait, he's like, what? That's not right. That's not right.
Something's not right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fuji's going to be taken out. Shed, like we said, he was pretty much stuck in there. All they needed was a grenade, and they just said, hey, Matthew, can you throw like a couple of your grenades in here? They were like, yeah, I got you, dude. And next you know, Fuji got taken out. But Rarity, they did okay. That was they tried to do this as much as they can. Ripper, still there, has not moved,
good
and
spot.
4 solos is still nearby.
This is such a weird game. Like the player counts on every squad is so low, and the terrain's so diverse and just like heavy with cover. There's no real like amazing spot to be right now. Like if I had to name it, it'd be Team Ready's compound because it's center zone as well as it's just a strong compound.
Yeah.
Specifically, Spray will have a hard time moving around this on the southeast side as they're number 1 not in zone, and number 2 the windows that Team Ready has are gonna be able to let them get in. But like I said, 2 players up, 1 player going down, you're down to half HP, and at that point, the one running player has decided to get the res or go for the shots on the players that are probably rushing you after getting that down. It's a really hard play to make here. Don't know if I like them coming in from the south here. They might have thought this was barely in zone, but realizing it's not, they're now going to be trying to smoke their way in. But these smoke grenades, look at the icons from Ready. They see the smokes coming off right now and are now focusing on the south side, and no one else is moving. So Team Ready doesn't have anything to do besides looking over this direction.
Yep, Team Ready is still checking it. I believe they have the best building too, because it's the smallest one compared to the one that Byaku and Smash Bay are in.
It's too big.
Which is too big, and then I believe that's what killed Liberate.
And IG Sangal, essentially. They lost most of the places. It was too big.
Yeah, the area is too big to cover for only 4 people. And
okay, what we're seeing right, this is really important because this ridgeline that Sprague is holding isn't in the zone. So they went for a play where they just try to win a peak battle against Team Ready. They needed to hit these shots, and they didn't yet. So they're going to be forced into the open. They're trying to pop smokes here, but that's only concealment. That is not hard cover in a can, sadly. No. So they will be forced to put themselves in a very, very awkward spot. Actually, as I say that, okay, no, I was wrong. That ridge line is barely in. So
watch out from his right side, because look, Merc is trying to get that peak. He's seeing it, but Zenrith is not.
Are they making a play? Are they making a play?
I think they might go for 4
trying
solos.
to go for these walls. Well, I don't think they know they're there, because 4 solos have made like literally 0 noise. They're even playing drone here. They can see 1 player, like the line of sight is there, but the grass is so thick that they can't actually see Sixel there.
Right.
Actually, he's literally hiding in a bush.
He's sticking out there that you can barely see him at all.
So many snakes.
The Ripper is still hanging out, hasn't moved, hasn't sneezed, hasn't breathed, hasn't scratched. He has been sitting there, not moving at all. I bet you his teammates are like, dude, don't move. Don't do it.
Oh, they hear him though. Zentrix coming in. He might be able to see a gun clipping through the wall. He didn't though. He has no idea. Zentrix does claim himself a little good bunker, but Sociopath going for a peek and takes 2 of his players down. He was hiding in the dip, and now it's Zentrix all alone. He's gonna be wrapping over here. Ignore the solo. Don't look at him. But now Sociopath going for a pixel peek will actually get killed by Iroh after he downs Sociopath. So Sociopath getting his 2 kills. Sixel getting the res as well, and now the only 3-man left is dead. And Iroh, I don't know if I agree with that, because look, Iroh's leaving at the same time as his brother, Buyakai, is going for the 1v1, and now Iroh's saying, maybe I can make this play work, but Sociopath didn't move. He sees him on the peak, but no helmet, no life, as Sociopath literally dies in the exact same spot they died the first time. So didn't quite learn from his mistakes there. And now with the zone coming in, this is a really awkward spot. Their frag coming in. It's only a smoke. It's only a smoke. It's only a smoke. So he's not going to be dying. Ripper counting his lucky goddamn stars after that play. But look, Iroh and Mert leaving Center Compound and be playing out a little bit, allowing Sixel to sneak into the zone. If they just stayed in their building, then no one from this team gets out. But now, because they thought they could play out, they thought they could stack some of these kills, they're going to be leaving. And with all these solos around, all these snakes, this is pretty dangerous. You got to keep in mind, Team Ready is the only 2-man left in this game.
Yes, they are. This is pretty much turning it to
top 5.
1v1.
There's like so many points on the line here for top 5. Like the point disparity for top 5 is huge. So whoever dies first, they're going to be kicking themselves in the head saying, there are 6 alive. How did I just get 5th place? Like this is going to be insane. They're going to be so mad.
Yeah, nobody knows that this is like what we see right now, guys, that this is pretty much turning into a solos match. I only think that people who need to just like assess their situation right now is Team Ready. Probably even go back into that building again and probably hold off.
I actually disagree, because center zone is this wall that Mert Gungor is holding. So it's a pixel big. Mert Gungor is holding it, and Iroh is making sure he doesn't get flanked. So as long as nothing crazy happens, they will be okay. The zone is going to begin moving here. Sixel, Smash Bay, and Buyakai all on the northern edge. Essentially a 3v2 coming out here.
Here we go.
But that's big. Buyakai taking Mert Gungor down. He's going to be advancing in, but look, no meds, only 2 bandages, and that lack of meds could end up costing him the game. Iroh now forced to play low as Smash Bay does take down the solo from Sixel, so he will be going down in 5th place. Feeling very angry about that. Team Ready is eliminated from the side as well. Ripper, the solo from the beginning of the game, takes him down. 1v1v1 coming out here. Ripper, the nut. Oh my god, he gets the second one. Ripper getting 2 of the 4 teams left, and now Buyakai going for a peek. Really make it happen. He sees him with the ridge, but that peek, it's a peekaboo. It's a whack-a-mole. It's just a game to Buyakai as he eventually does. The ninja, the secret agent himself, does win the game as a solo player. He doesn't need a team. He can do his entire thing on his own.
My goodness, 7 kills coming out for Team IG Seagal. I am telling you guys, Buyakai, secret agent. I am telling you. He was able to handle this on his own, and it was fantastic. But that match was so weird, Seer. Like, how did it turn from just like, I thought this was a 4v4 and like kind of game, and it just turned into solo matches.
Well, it was really weird because there's a lot of the cover that was in play was like in some ways it was too good.
Right.
So like teams had like a tons of avenue of advance. They had tons of places they could sit. So a lot of teams that are pushing in, like both teams had great spots. So it was like bloody fight after bloody fight as teams were smashing into each other. People dying in the process as well during that time. And as well, specifically Hacienda was the big one. Like 3 or 4 teams pushed in there, lost everyone but one player, and they were just like, all right, back it up. You can have it. You can have it. Like 3 or 4 teams said that after pushing in there. Modzi, IG Sangal, as well as it was Liberate, who ended up all getting demolished inside Hacienda. So definitely just a place that you just don't want to be, apparently, as you go into from the mid game to the end game. So that was the big story in the middle of the zone, but also on the far west and the far east side of the zone, it was kind of like the opposite problem. Well, the west side had a lot of cover, but the east side didn't have any cover. So there was one team that came in there, Spray, and like they're just the only team that ended up showing up there. Everyone else that was on that side were already solos because there was already like too little cover for everyone to really function. So it's like, by the time we get to the end game, it was like all the covers in one spot.
Yeah.
So like the fights that happened there are really bloody. Yeah. And all the, like, and entering that area is really hard apparently because we saw Spray get demolished on the way in, and then also on the exterior, like you can't actually exist there unless you're a squad because there's not enough cover because you know someone peeks like, and whoever has just more guns on the ground wins. And for a lot of different fights, that was Spray, but they were unable to get in because it's like tons of cover in Hacienda, then a no man's land around it, and they just chose the wrong approach and ended up getting demolished in that avenue of advance.
Yeah, that game was crazy. Especially seeing our top 2 teams get knocked down really early.
Yeah, Polar Ace got 11th.
And Polar Ace, Polar Ace, they were 11th, and Team Almost being last place.
I like that. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. I like the leaderboards getting knocked on its head. Cherry's not here to say it, so I will say it today. That being said, we'll be taking a quick break as we go into Game 3, the EU split. Don't go anywhere with the scores as well as the next game coming back after halftime. Welcome back for game number 3. As you can see, I brought the iconic First Blood Cup as a co-caster for today's games, the EU segment. Yeah, so if you are just now tuning in, welcome to week 2 of the Survival Sunday League, where 16 teams duke it out for their chance at $720 in the prize pool, as well as entry into the finale on week 8. It was looking like after game 1 that Team Almost was going to have an easy entry into that, but after a 16th place in game 2, that's looking like it's going to get turned on its head. Let's go ahead and look at the scoreboard and see how that's looking. They are still in first place. Their 6 kills was able to make them maintain that spot, but certainly a bunch of other teams were able to catch up with them. That is exactly what they need for this to happen. Team Ready, not at all a upset, getting in second place right now, alongside the, quite frankly, from what I've seen them in previous games, inconsistent 4 solos 1 building. To see them get a 4th and a 5th with a respectable number of kills, it's really cool. It warms my heart. I'm glad to see them doing well in these games.
Yeah, it's really good to see that Team Ready is starting to push up as well. But don't forget that you got 4 solos in 3rd place, and you got IG Sangal, which was the winner.
Boys, the secret boys.
They did so well last match, and it
Muyikai did so well.
Yeah, Secret Agent. Yeah. You know, he did really well. But yes, these are your and we got Polar Ace, which was 2nd in the first round as number 5 in the placements right now. So these are your top 5 people at the moment, but it's not over yet, guys. We still got 2 rounds left for today. So for round 3, where are we going this time?
We are going back to Erangel with the EU servers this time around.
EU.
I was checking the nationalities of all of our players, and I think it's pretty even. I'm pretty sure it's like 8-8. So both teams having a average chances here. But as far as PUBG latency goes, if you're still sitting around like 110, 120, it's not too impactful. Once you're sitting up near the higher 100s is when it starts getting a little bit like you start teleporting around.
Yeah,
a little bit.
you start seeing some things.
You start dying behind walls and whatnot, and that's when it can get a little bit frustrating.
Right.
But I don't think that any of these teams will have that many problems. Specifically, however, Team Ready and EU team, I believe that they have now all found themselves in Turkey. They were half California, half Turkey. Others all in Turkey at this point. So they're going to be feeling very, very good about going to this new region. But meanwhile, both 4 solos 1 building as well as Team Almost are NA teams. So this is going to be the end of their ping advantage. They will be forced to go back into the EU territory. It's new ground that they'll be going into, and we'll be seeing if they can actually hold their ground properly or if they're going to be having some issues with the, higher ping. Either way, shouldn't affect them too much, as I said. It's not like a giant big thing where they're going to be like, they're going to be dead now all the time. It's just something to note, something that could be impactful.
I mean, if Team Ready was able to do so much with a little bit of high ping, I think everybody else would be okay, right? Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
This thing's freaking sagging again. I hope it sounds fine.
It'll be fine.
Production will let me know if it's not.
Yeah, Dan will bust in here, and he will make sure that everything is okay. But so round 3. Going back to Erangel.
The more popular map, for sure.
Yep, the more popular map. What do you believe, how do you think this is going to go, since we're going to be on EU now? Like you said,
I think Team Ready's going to make waves, man. I think that's
what I
they
think.
Do. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, Team Ready did so well last round, and it was only like, 2 players at that time. They were able to take out Liberate.
They kept back like 2 or 3 teams the entire time. They kept back. It was Team 7, Shake and Bake, as well as Spray. Yep. A 4-man and a 3-man. They did a damn good job.
Yeah, they helped like IG Sangal push out Liberate in that building when they were on the other side in last match. So either way, it all comes down to where everyone drops, how much loot you get, and how safe you play, and positioning as well.
All right. So before we talk a little bit about the game, we do have a couple of events coming up. First is the interview with, it sounds like favoritism now that I'm saying that, but a player from Team Ready. It's Iro who is getting interviewed tomorrow. But they're going to win this game and also catch the interview tomorrow. Get hyped for the winners of week 2. That hasn't happened yet. Sorry. Team Ready hasn't won it. They can't say that yet. But no, they're a very, very good team. They've played in the EPL, and it's particularly Iro is quite notorious. If you're wondering why, if you're not exactly sure what his background is, then make sure you tune in tomorrow as I talk to him about his experiences in the PUBG competitive scene. Also, in the app, if you don't care about people talking and you instead care about playing the video game, then you will have access to a couple of bounty hunts, a couple of tournaments, if you will, valued up to 1.2K. This is going to be $100 up every day from the 14th to the 26th. So if you need some more incentive to play public matches, to play the app, then I don't know where you're going to find it other tand here. Ton of dosh up on the line. Make sure y'all grab it while it's hot.
Get your wallets out, tell your friends, you know, because I know we got some bills to pay.
Yep. And those PUBG bucks will pay you the bill. Actually, there are occasionally in-house tournaments here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've won all of them but one.
Oh.
That was only because I DC'd. But the point is about the bills is that I have bought myself some Indian food every single time. Like every Wednesday, I won one of those. It's just like, all right, let's splurge a little bit. Let's buy $33.50 of Indian food. I remember that because I buy it like a lot. Two tikka masalas, one garlic bread, or one garlic naan. That's
man,
Wednesday dinner right there.
Sounds real good right now, dude. No, you're making me hungry right now.
I was in the break. I was in the bathroom. I was just like, oh, I'm so buying Indian on the way home. I planned it. I'm gonna order before I leave, and then when I get home, I'll only have to wait for like 20 minutes. It's all in my head. This is what I think about, by the way. If you watch me from the early days, I used to always talk about Wendy's. Nah, man, it's all about the Indian. It's all about tikka masala now.
Yeah, I can go for some sushi right now, dude. I love me some sushi, but sushi is not what we're here for. We're here for chicken dinners. That's what we're doing here on Survival Sunday. So production team will let us know when we are ready for match 3.
I apologize in advance.
He is
apparently it's rubbing now.
Chad, if you want to listen to some seal ASMR, this is your time.
Oh no, it's like pointed towards my throat. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're doing this live, guys. Don't worry about it.
Well, I need to fix it. It's just gonna rub the entire time. This is horrible. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's all right.
Hopefully that's fixed it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. Anyway, hopefully the mic revving is resolved. I'm just gonna be a statue, man. I'm gonna only arm movement. Only arm movement.
Just don't move your torso.
Don't move your torso.
Just all of this.
Yeah. I used to be a marching band. It's like only move your legs, but only move the torso.
Yep.
I'm used to just like not being allowed to move your knees or your chest for reasons. It's weird stuff right there. Bad memories. Frankly, bad memories. But anyway, it's fine. No, you say okay, whatever. All right, so game 3, Angle coming soon. As you saw, the leaderboards are quite tight going to the next game. 2 more games. If this is your first time tuning in, you're actually going to be watching some competitive PUBG. 16 teams. Circle settings slightly edited to allow for some better movement, better fights going on in the late game, as well as a little bit of time removed from the early. Loot has been jacked up a little bit to counteract the shortened period of time that you have to find said loot, as well as those pesky red zones have been removed from the game because they're just dumb. Just take them out of the game.
I'm glad that somebody else also thinks that red zones are dumb.
It's very popular. It's a very popular opinion, to be frank. There was one update. Oh man, when did it happen? I think it was around after the Sandhawk update that notched red zone volume up to sound like you were actually experiencing a real life artillery barrage. And it was terrifying. It was actually kind of cool. And then it immediately was just like, all right, this is horrible again. Just take it out, remove it.
Take it out.
And yeah, if you ever want to play competitive, then that's one of the only places you can experience a lack of a red zone.
Right.
So none of that RNG, none of that stuff that will be hurting your game today. But this is it. Game 3 coming out soon. The flight plan right down the middle. I think that pretty much anyone is going to go wherever they want. The only area that's really cut off here that's valuable, that's popular, is going to be the Milta Power area. Not many teams that are going Zarki, but Georgia Pool, North and South are still relatively accessible. A very, very nice plane overall.
Yeah, so this is a really nice one. So the one place that I'm going to be looking at is military base, is because it's the end of the flight. So most people are going to be jumping out early, but you got the whole military base to yourself, and that's pretty much like an island. Plus, you got the town to the east as well. Yeah, so you're gonna have a lot of loot, and if you're there by yourself, you can just split a lot of loot.
Yeah, well, if you're there by yourself, most teams don't even get Novo because Novo is too much loot. Some teams will get 3 in military and 1 in the compounds outside, but number one, you kind of assume that someone else is gonna go to Novo. It's kind of a risk you need to take. But also, if you just drop outside of it.
All right,
then
so
you're able to essentially just get everything that you want is already. So yeah, like, as you're alluding to, only one team going to melee. They'll be getting a lot of loot for themselves. The downside of that strat is that you will be forced to have a long rotate to get into the zone unless the zone is exactly in melee. So it does have some downsides as well.
Yeah, we don't know where the zone is at right now. People are still landing. We're trying to figure out what people are going to be doing. I think somebody landed in the water, so we want to take a swim today.
Oh yeah, a little prod.
Prod, a little prod.
He's still flying.
He's still flying? Oh yeah, he is. I was like, oh no. Okay, so I mean that's not too far of a drive that they have to do to get back into the island.
I am looking at Ice Tech and the rest of Liberate though. You don't see people drop here. This is a really bad spot for them to have dropped in the middle of the field between Yaz and Rozak. It doesn't really provide much loot. It doesn't really provide much benefit, and there aren't even that many car spawns here, so it's not 100% sure if they will be able to get out of this. Ice Tech we see literally running in an open field to get some compounds. But meanwhile, in Pachinki, we do have two teams in here. Team Hades looking like they might have spotted Lampalot here. Looking at this team, it looks like that Lampalot, if there was anyone that would look for a fight that they didn't need to take, it is this player. I'll just say that. I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to pop off versus the Team Hades over here.
I mean, Lampalot is a really good player from what I've seen over the past couple of games, and I wouldn't be surprised if he took out like 2 people on his own. And even though we got Fignaldo not too far away from him anyway, so he'll be pretty fine. But he does have 4 players in this area, and it's just like 2 people in plushies by the church.
Yeah, he's going to be taking his vehicle. And the way that Plushie is playing this kind of driving around, if he ends up leaving, then that probably means the rest of his team will probably not look to take a fight as well. But nope, as you see in the minimap, we do see Plushie coming in. So that says to me that, okay, the Nutters are here to me, and they're here to take a fight. Then the Team Hades are probably going to need to react to that accordingly. They do see the vehicle drive in. So now Team Hades is well saying, all right, we're playing pubs. It's going to be a hot drop. Let's do it.
Yep, Hades was always trying to get a little fight there. Look, ooh, we got somebody on Chroma. Really moving up just a little bit. Oh, they're looking for Lampalot. Lampalot's by the stairs. He's trying to get that peek. Oh, he sees it, but not going to be able to get a shot. But Chroma is going to go down to Lampalot. That was by Lampalot.
Oh, my God. That looked janky as hell.
That looked really weird.
It did not look like Lampalot was able to get that. Oh, my God, though. Infamous looking for the peek from Lampalot. Actually predicted the windowsill peek and was able to punish him a little bit for that. Will now be pushing somewhere, leaving the building, but as Chroma does go down, he'll actually be going backing up to try and get the res on Iron, who also lost his peek battle. So now down to 2 players up. It looks like both players will be trying to get in this building. We are quickly approaching a siege situation, in which case Silent Sun and General Iron will be trapped in their building while Infamous preparing for that by trying to go for what I believe is going to be the rooftops off to the north, trying to get to those and potentially stop the push from happening. But that is not going to be too effective, as the Nutters are not actually going as aggressive as I thought.
No, they are not.
Instead are going to be playing on the north side themselves. It makes a little bit of sense because we're looking at the Nutters' loot, and Lampalot 60 rounds. I think I saw Fignaldo with 30 himself. They're missing on quite a lot right now, so they're not looking to get into this quite yet until they're ready to take an actual fight. Yeah,
Lampalot is currently in a good situation right now, but the Nutters I believe are in the best situation right now, even though they pretty much have this situation on lock. It's just all up to who's going to make the wrong footing, who's going to make the wrong position mistake, and who's going to get peeked first.
Yeah, although Nutter is definitely playing this a little bit more conservatively than I would expect. Although Infamous playing this building, that's going to be super easy to flank from Lampalot's and Plushie's position. They expected a push from the northeast, and that's not what is happening here at all. Silent Sun as well, beginning to try and get some loot, get to the high ground, but Fignaldo's spotting Infamous in this window. He might be able to get a down here, but on the bright side, a down onto Infamous from this angle usually doesn't result in a kill. So he should be able to crawl off that rooftop and get rezzed. Although it's still a down as a down. 3v2. Not it.
Didn't take that shot. No, sir. Not that kind of shot. I mean, he probably could have get like 1 or 2 shots off, but even so, he doesn't want to get that turnaround. Plushie looking nearby.
Cheeky angles, like these pixel peek in the window. We saw Plushie holding the windowsill, sitting on top of it. These guys are just looking for the cheekiest downs, try and convert them into a full-on fight. Looking over here, that they haven't realized that a push is potentially coming from the northwest. They probably hear Lampalot and Plushie are trying to smoke around with some explosives and utilities here. And now at this point, Infamous is going to be very, very hard to flank. And Fignaldo's position just got a lot weaker as well. Although that being said, Infamous does lose his peek battle. He gets shot in the head by, I believe it was a rifle. And he'll be forced to back up a little bit, but not a knock is not a knock.
Not a knock.
Will not be able to push in quite yet.
Yep, this is a really intense situation right now.
Fignaldo got an Infamous there.
There we go. And it looks like, Yep, he's going to go down off that roof, and it looks like Irons is going to go for him.
Oh, Lamplight, you can see the down, but actually will be the teammate that gets that. Will not be getting that quite yet, but fires a little bit and then moves. Might get punished here, but no, that will not be happening. Plushie going in. That's why they didn't look at Lamplight. They heard Plushie moving in on the southwest side.
Yeah.
They're now trying to get a little bit closer. Plushie thinks we're in this building, but doesn't know that. But as I said, Fignaldo getting another down here on the Silent Sun. This is just a simple case of just the Nutters just out-aiming this team, out-aiming Team Hades. They're not even pushing in super hard. They're not leaving anything to chance or anything like what maybe they have a shotgun, maybe they can win that way. Like, no.
Right.
They say these mid-range peep battles just consistently blow their heads off and will win that way. And this is going to work very well considering that Iron doesn't even have a helmet right now. Trying to make some magic happen with his Vector. Gets a little bit of damage on one player, but there's still 2 more he has to deal with here.
Yeah, Silent Stun is still on the ground right now trying to hold on to his bare life. But here comes Lampalot trying to come up the stairs, but Irons has that doorway ready. So he has to make sure here it comes. He got close that door. He made him pre-fire, giving away his situation. And look at that. Hades is knocked out. Great engagement coming out from Nutters. That was so intense, and I like that. Yep. That was really good.
Force him out of Pachinki right there. We do see in the kill feed that 6mo has fragged Mime at some point. These players on Polar Race, however, claiming the top of this hill pretty early on. Not keeping the cars safe literally at all. As we do see in the kill feed that 6mo is able to take Mime out. Looks like Polar Race here on the top of this hill trying to prevent the boys on Liberate from leaving this compound, or at least trying to dissuade them from coming over here at all. Still though, I'm not a huge fan of the positioning of the vehicles here from Polar Race. They kind of if we want to get a shot at that real quick, they kind of left them in the open on top of this hill. They're using it as hard cover instead of keeping them on the side where the wheels are protected. And this is way too early to be losing your vehicles as
Well, I think they mostly were trying to like use the vehicles just to like.
Are they going in?
I think they are. I think they wanted to just to get people to start shooting, so they can try to get them. So it looks like Hugo is the only one left.
They're going for a 3v1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Hugo's gonna move up forward, but Ronin nearby. Hugo's looking around. Hugo, you better be careful, man. You don't make too much noise.
Yeah, get Nubacabra from the side. He does almost get a knock on the Nubacabra, or to Lagerberg, excuse me, but Ronin not quite pressuring that east side. Hugo does pop a smoke here, so this angle that Vapor and Lagerberg are holding is going to be a little bit less effective, and will prompt the push, but he's just not quite landing these mini shots. Not quite getting these downs, Hugo is, and that's letting Polaris get a lot more value than they should. Ronin here coming a frag, but Hugo running out there and then getting back into cover in the nick of time. But a lot of hard cover for Hugo to hide behind was going to keep him alive. And even this push, like I like the idea from Polar Ace, but I feel like if they just W mouse one, Hugo could be dead already.
Here we go. You got somebody right in front of him. Vapor is right near, and somebody's right next to Hugo to his left. Yeah. So and he sees him, Hugo is done. See, right next to him. You can smell him.
They're just waiting for him to peek.
He's just waiting.
They're all just waiting. Everyone's just waiting in this fight, man.
Hey, this is intense. Well, no, and Hugo gonna get one, but he's gonna get taken out by Vapor. Polar Ace getting that kill over Liberate. Liberate is out. Man, that was a nail biter.
I mean, I like the idea. Take the 1v1 while you're there, but it did feel quite slow.
Yeah.
I like the idea. Keep practicing, keep it up, but just maybe try and speed up a little bit. There's only one player that you had 3 up. It would take a pretty big throw.
Actually, I was really surprised that Ronin actually take the fight from the back lines, because they already knew where Hugo was, what he was already shot at one of his teammates. So Ronin should be able to go in there and just could have cleaned up.
If he runs in there, then from that right side, then his teammates can't help him out there. So because they're on the left, and if Hugo peeks on Ronin's side, then that's just a 1v1 that Polar Race is taking. You probably could have won it because Hugo was at half HP, but it's still like not 100%.
Yeah, that's true.
Mostly his other if they all push like the same angle, it's like all right. 3v1 rifle, you can't really win that. Looking over here though, 4 solos, 1 building versus the slightly weakened Team Almost is popping out here. Mime, quite frankly, one of the star fraggers on this team, did get taken down by Team Ready earlier on. I assume via rotation here. Looks like Almost, Shove, and Yuso are more than willing though to just sort of wait this fight over. They don't want to push out. They don't have any incentive to, so they're just going to be waiting for a potential push, but besides that, not peeking at all. I personally like this. I do not have the the patience for this. A lot of times I'll take those peaks, and whenever I take those peaks, I lose my helmet, I lose my vest, things like that happen.
Yep.
But Team Almost, they already down a player, they don't want to take any risks, then they're playing it very conservatively. I think I like that a lot.
Yeah, this is a situation that you don't like. They want to speed it up, but you can't. You got to make sure you got to stay calm.
Interesting stuff going on right here. So Player One Esports Latin America are actually going for a split. 2 players and what I like to call a Reddit compound, and one player, EarnZexar, in this particular one. EarnZexar called out the push from Reddit. He called it the location, and they're actually taking some fire here. But look over here, Vitali, the random third party, actually is trying to get the kill onto Yalal, who with some great routing wasn't going to get down here. But all of a sudden, this split from Player One Esports is a little bit more awkward with Vitali just sort of finding himself in this very, very awkward spot.
Yeah, and there's also a fight happening between IG Sango. I see Biako is down. Kid Cody. Currently see Biako right there, but look, he's gonna get this frag of Biako. Biako's secret agent is gonna be taken out early this game, and there he goes. That sucks. Laughing Coffin doing a really good job.
Man, McLovin able to get the down onto Uno over there as well, just trying to take on both Koski and Uno, but right now, just trying to make sure that they, even if they don't get the res, that they at least never leave here from the situation. Rupture is still up to the north. Healing up a little bit, but looking over here, Kid Cody getting in the car, he is going to be pressing the issue. This is some of this anti-aggression that I've been seeing so much of out of these T2 teams, with Kid Cody and Triggs leading the way, trying to finish off Koski, and oh my god,
is he going through?
He's just going through the smoke. He barely missed it, but now going out there, he's getting shot at a little bit, takes cover behind the car, but Triggsar is able to dismount from his own vehicle and help out a little bit there, but now Kid Cody trying to hold strong, very, very low HP, trying to just bob and weave, but will not be able to stay alive, going down, and Triggs not at all in position to make that play work. I feel like if they both went for that play, Triggs and Kid Cody went for that, then that would have worked a lot better. Like, you either gotta both go for it or neither go for it. And now Kid Cody dying literally for free. IG Sangel able to get the reses, Rupture able to wrap back around to his team as well. This is worst case here for the boys on Laughing Coffin.
That was something. Like, that's what happens when you go for a crate. Even though you'd be thinking that you're on your own, nope, there's usually going to be somebody else looking for you. And with Kid Cody going in there like a little bit too hard without his teammate, I mean, his teammate was still close by, but it wasn't enough.
I mean, just imagine 2 UAZs side by side going through the smoke. Like, there's not much left for the smoke to really cover at that point.
Right.
It could have worked. It actually could have worked.
Yeah, but he slightly missed by a little bit.
Triggs is going to be trying to look for these downs, though. He's been joined by McLovin here on the side. They're trying to frag these guys out, but now they're joined by Rupture and are even falling back to a compound. These frags will be very ineffective as they're not even in that smoke anymore. There's no one there. So Laughing Coffin going to be unable to find much of anything in this scenario as IG Sangel, despite having the player counter, they're freaked out, man. Like, these guys are crazy to drive like a UAZ through a smoke. Who knows what else they'll do?
Oh, yeah.
Back off to the compound and react to him later on. Over on the east side in Shelter, though, we do have very good aim in the rest of Shake and Bake, and a bit of a kerfuffle here in the Shelter areas. It looks like Spray is trying to gatekeep them out of the zone.
Yeah, Spray is trying to keep these guys out of here. They have a really good high advantage, but they do have the trees in the way, so it's definitely going to mess with their sights, trying to find out where these guys are. So it looks like Matthews is going to throw some smokes. They're probably going to get into the car and probably like reposition themselves and get themselves out of here.
Yeah, or at least not lose the wheels on the car. That's really important here.
Oh, there we go right there. Oh, 19 damage coming out from there. Nice 21. Tanaka and Spen in the same area take a little bit of damage. Looks like they're going to back up.
Yeah, called back. 2v4 peak battle is an easy way to lose the 2, and that is exactly what Matthew and Zentrix, that situation they were in. Even if they did win a couple of individual fights, they're probably going to lose the war here. Polar Race as well has been able to back off into a 2v split scenario. I really like this from Polar Race now. They are taking 2 very, very prime compounds, prime locations here in the zone. They will be able to maintain this into the mid game. These 2 compounds are very, very good sight lines. This one on the north side is actually, they're both kind of crashable. So if someone calls that 2 display, if someone calls that bluff, it could be dangerous. But at some point, Polar Race is probably going to link up as 4, and then that risk will go away. I'm liking their spot this game.
Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. So it looks like Polar Race is still trying to get team ready from a very long, look at that gap. That gap is really, that's fairly big. But it's something what we got here, but it looks like you see the 2 teams of the Northwest.
Still chilling.
They're still chilling over there.
Side,
yeah, Northwest. They're just chilling over here.
Neighbors, friendly neighbors.
Yeah, I guess.
Guns. Put up, pick a couple. Get out the barbecue.
You can't be friendly in PUBG, Seal. Oh, you gotta. There has to be a winner. You can't there can't be just 2 winners. It has to be 1.
So I don't want to live in a world where a picnic is collusion, man. I don't know. All right, crate will be obtained by spray here. So backing off into a very, very advantageous spot. Looks like that they will be able to get themselves a AUG. I saw the 5.5. I saw the green ammo, and I was like, maybe it's 249.
I was about to say, I'm like, oh, you're definitely changing the settings in the game if there's a 249 in there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're 6 mo. Team ready.
Ooh, linking up into now center zone. Looks phase 3 popping, and this set of yellows is pretty much dead center. Polar Ace does have center zone as well. I would expect to see Nubacabra and co. Go back home real quick here. Pyro as well, having another compound next to the road. But wait, it's Darth Vapor going toward the edge. I just don't get what Polar Ace is doing this game.
So how do you feel about this circle right now? Instead of like the one where we had where it was in Salter, but now it's
this road's going to be really impactful. So Polar Ace sending a player out to the north side shows that they're trying to go for a gatekeep right now.
Right.
But this is not going to be too effective in a zone like this because on the west side there's so many trees. It's really easy to just avoid this compound and force them to the west side. So there isn't going to be much for these players that are going north. Okay, no, I called it too soon. The players on the compound to the north didn't have a car, so Darth Vapor went to pick them up. So that's just good for Polar Ace. But this west side, there's going to be a lot of players that are forced into this forest on the west. And then because the road is cutting the zone in half from like northwest to southeast, it's almost certainly going to hard it away from here.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of teams that aren't going to have a home here. And it's probably going to end up near Polar Ace or near Pyro because, like I said, Zone loves compound.
Oh, Laughing Coffin.
Over here, though, oh my God, the opening knock here for Laughing Coffin on the with Triggs. More players coming in from the east, though.
Yeah, Triggs, nice knock on Meeseek, and he's going to finish this off. Well, no, he's not going to finish off it. This is backed up a little bit because he knows there's someone right there, and there's Gnar right below him, close by. But this is a 2. Oh no, this is a 2v.
Down.
This is they're kind of surrounded right now. They are sandwiched at the moment. It's 2v like what, 6?
There's 2 different teams here. Yeah, from the west and east. They're both that dark red color, but they're not the same team, so don't be worried about that. McLovin and Triggs doing their best here. They're trying to hold these guys off. They've won their individual peak battles, but McLovin going down to Postal Worker signals the beginning of the end. Triggs, the last player up from this team, trying to survive. Their best hope is that Spray comes in and bees a third party to NLG, but right now the minute it happened, Retaliate coming in. He might hear him. He sees a player on the left as he begins making his escape, but it will be Matthew getting that kill. Once again, that NA aggression coming out here and Retaliate and Matthew gobbling up these kills, even getting a follow-up knock onto M16 Postal Worker. This was a very, very messy fight, but Spray said, I don't even care. Just live up to your name, spray him down, take them all out, and now Gnar, the last player left alive on this team to try to pop his stims, pop his meds, but we're getting shot in the back by Sissy, the prime rifler from Player One Esports Latin America.
Gnar got knocked out. That is insane. That was a crazy fight coming out from Spray. That was from Laughing Coffin to the next team, and they got destroyed. Oh, and the southwest side, we're gonna be having a fight here. Uno 47 and Plushie. I think they're going at it, and they're looking at each other right now.
I see IG Sangal on this hill so often. They love Potato Hill. I think they're going to be able to fight this pretty well, but they are against a very, very strong NA team here. Looks like that Koski and the rest of IG Sangal might have spotted this out. Rupture actually is beginning to make some shots over there towards Fignaldo. Doesn't know where Lamplight is, and that frag will also not be on point. Unless it has like a weird bounce, but that's not going to happen. This little pit from Fignaldo is a great one to hold for now, but they will be not too keen on taking this fight. This is a very, very awkward terrain, very, very flankable right now. But Lampalot holding left side is going to be preventing any weird movement. He actually sees Rupture running right now. Might be able to line up a shot. The Mini is a good gun for this, but doesn't land a single one. And Rupture's going to be nice and okay to make a repeat at any point in time. Bit awkward as well, because look at the positioning here for Nutters. Plushie isn't quite in, and the further east we go, the more we kind of see the cover from the Nutters fade away, whereas the boys on IG Sangal have a lot of cover to move around, and they're actually using this cover to wrap away from this, use the low ground to get further into the zone, allowing Nutters as well away into the zone, so neither team really too interested in pushing the issue too much here.
No, they are not. This is a good fight. We're going to be seeing some shots coming out for Fig. Oh, Fignaldo is going to get down by Uno 47, but Lambalot's going to get on Rupture. The turnaround, it looks like they're going to try to get this, both teams are going to try to pick up their players at this point. So this works out for both teams.
Easy res, but the problem is that they have to go to far to zone, and there's a lot of teams, specifically Team Ready to the northeast and to the north Modzy Esports, that are hearing this fight go down and saying this is like going to be really easy to third party. Polar Ace as well. easy center zone for them, a super strong compound in a zone like this as well. 3 or 4 teams are going to be forced into this hill on the east side. This is just going to be bloody on the east side and the west side, as there is not enough space on any edge of the zone for how many teams you have left here. Look, 20 minutes in, 40 alive, and some great shots from Spank, who's taking Zach Spade out of this game. Down in open field, he's pretty much dead already, although the third party will be forcing Spank Juice back. Not going to be confirming that kill quite yet.
Not today.
Rarity, however, is the bigger story, as they were already able to get to the hill beforehand. And all in all, this is just horrible for Shake and Bake.
Yeah, this is a really bad spot for Shake and Bake. Team Ready, who has been doing really well this series. I mean, this is something that we're going to watch out for. Pyro, really close. We're seeing a fight here. Sweatsky trying to got a little bit of damage there, but also took a few.
It's good that he knows that, because he heard them making some noise, shooting at this team to the east.
Yeah, so they knew they were close by.
But the fact that he saw the push means that, well, it's going to be awkward for now. But they're not going to get flanked now, which is just really good. They're probably going to be staying back, Pyro will, and not pushing to Rarity until this team is dead. And all in all, it's just more bad news for Shake and Bake.
Yeah, it's really bad for Shake and Bake. I mean, 100 and
shot.
Whoa, that was just a lot right there. Man, I felt that one.
Yeah.
That hurt me.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Zach Spade able to, that road was the big problem, but Zach Spade able to cross it. Yep. I don't like how he's pushing up over here. He sees the entire team. He's just like, which one do I shoot? This is a lot to look at.
He's shooting, but he's missing shots.
The crouch spam from Sweatsky able to save him. He tries to make this peek onto Spade, but will not get hit himself. Might be allowing his team to get across. We do see Spen and Tanaka still on the east side of the road. I don't like how they're just kind of loitering on that side, allowing Rarity a lot of time to just not have to do much. Like, Spen and Tanaka need to cross right away. And as I say that, Deadeye with a 180 damage shot, blowing the head off of Zach Spade. Spen and Tanaka will eventually be able to cross here pretty soon. They really should.
Tanaka's down.
Oh, this is just awkward, man.
Yeah, this is really bad, especially coming from Team Ready and Pyro, both shooting at you on the other side when you have to cross that road. It's the worst. So it's like you said, Shake and Bake was in a really bad spot.
Spen's going to be going for stealth, though, as the two Colossus on the east side fight it out here. Spankers and Dombalomb doing their best, but they already lost Blaze It during the push. So it's going to be a 2v4 and 1v4 now as Bomb goes down in favor of Rarity. Coming in from the north side. They just need to push in. They just need to find this last player. But Spankers in a smoke cloud prone. He's going to be real hard to see, real hard to confirm this kill on, as he looks like he's going to be trying to retreat to the south, but he just saw his teammate go down. He knows they can see that spot. So popping some smoke, but some frags come in. I don't know how that didn't damage him, but that is his signal to go. Not even waiting for the smoke. He's going to be backing off and keeping his head down, too. He started bobbing, weaving, getting low elevation, but now getting spotted in the back, did not correctly put himself between the smoke and is punished for moving up a little bit too early. Rarity claiming the east side of the zone. They're going to need that because their east side just pretty much all but got phased out. They will probably need to cross the road here pretty soon. But the southwest side and the northwest side did not explode yet. So this is bubbling, and this is set to boil at any point in time. And it looks like Zentrix is going to be the one to make this start.
Oh my god, Zentrix is doing so well with that 108 shot that behind and take down Uno 47. And now Coxie is the last one of IG Sangal right now. Behind there, Zentrix just wants to get this done. Yeah, Zentrix is going to get that, finish out Rupture. Coxie is healing up. Uno 47, Honey only has a little bit of health left. He's not going to be able to make out of this. Yeah, he's out of here.
Wall Soup looking to finish this off, actually, on the far right side. We see him pushing up. It was Zentrix on the left. He sees him. That was actually Soup in the back just spamming through the smoke. Yeah, so good stuff from these players, just spamming through the smoke. And that is not cover. You're going to leave at some point. Looking from the north side, and the Nutters, the last two players up from the team. It's always Lamp and Fig. It's always these two players up. They're trying to push in from the west side. They have been able to get around Ready. Something to note as well is that on the far west side, Modsy Esport keeping their head down quite a bit in the face of Four Solos One Building, who once again approaching the mid game with 4 players up. They might actually be able to find themselves in a decent spot this game in the low ground, not with much cover, not with a good spot right now, but they have 4 up, and with 4 up, you can actually make some miracles happen going into the end game.
Yeah, it looks like Sayo's picking a little bit of damage coming out from Lamp a lot. Sees him behind that tree. Was able to get 2 shots off of him, but he is still. I think he's taking some damage there. They're all trying to stand behind one big tree, but they also have the car as well as cover. But Mod Z right behind in that circle. Lampalot sees them. He wants to get these kills, but he has to remember there's people behind him.
Yeah, they're not going to be pushing out right yet, though. But actually, he does get shot in the back by FirstBlood one building. Smash Bay will be taking the opportunity to lead in, but still, Fignato somehow winning that spray at 1 HP. PLAYERUNKNOWN'S is saying, all right, everyone's dead. I got to make a play right now. It looks like the play is to potentially use the cars again and be popping our first aid. He is chunking hard. 5 damage per tick at this point in the zone. It's going to be really hard to push in, but this is pretty much his only chance. Will he be able to do it? He decides to take the bike instead. Fignato and Lampalot hearing it go in. He's at 130 HP. One shot will take him out. But the question is, who's going to find? We see FirstBlood one building trying to take him out. The Nutters from the south trying to do so as well, but he's actually able to find his way between them and actually get to center zone, which is completely empty right now. Mod Z esports might have secured themselves a late game placement.
That was, I don't know how none of those shots were able to hit him, or even
luck.
Like that. Like he got out of every single shot. None of them hit him. Only thing he got damaged from was from that ring, but he had a first aid on him, so he's gonna be back at 75, able to see if he maybe has some canned sodas on him to take a drink and get back in there. But it looks like Team Ready is looking at Spray from a long distance, but look who's in the middle.
Yeah, Rarity on this east side is doing a great job holding the top of this hill. They can still barely stay here as well. Polar Ace still in zone. Specifically, Polar Ace being in zone right now is going to force 4 solos, 1 building. Actually, oh wait, what's going on here? Rarity making a pretty big play with these vehicles going across the road. It looks like they spotted some rocks across the other side and want to hold that for themselves. They also got a down on this team over here, so they know that this is going to be not quite a 4-man. It could be a 3-man or maybe even a 2-man. Either way, a high-value fight for Rarity to take, and it might end up working here, but they still on the low ground. Matthew at low HP, but an arm shot from Deadeye, living up to his name. Law's doing a one-shot as well. Rarity making this fight happen for them. One more frag could end it all.
Yes, the can is going really close, but it looks like going to take out Matthew. Soup wanted to save his teammate, but he cannot. He's going to have to get out of this situation. Right now, this engagement is not for him. But Rarity is going up this hill.
This is what they needed. Look, they're getting third party. This is the only way that Soup survives. And now looking at this spot that Polar Ace is now contesting might be able to demolish Rarity, although with a little bit of low ground, they will be able to get under Polar Ace, under these shots and find some cover. Meanwhile, Ready taking some fire from Polar Ace as all they need is a compound, man. Just don't make him push, just make him sit, and they're going to be nice and pretty this game with 8 kills going into the end game for Game 3. Real quick though, 4 solos, 1 building. A team I want to look at a lot right now. They've been doing a great job of avoiding Polar Ace's compound, and keep 4 up. But now the issue will be forced, and they're ready for it. They're popping these smokes. They're trying to get through to the east side of the zone with, I see like 5 or actually 8 right now, I think, smoke grenades being popped right now. They're trying to do what they can, but it's not quite enough. The smoke line too holy. It's not a clean line. They didn't throw the smokes properly, which will result in J-Craw going down. Six will try to make the same run, potentially trying to get a res, as Craw did go down in a smoke cloud. 4 souls, 1 building. If they can survive this, if they can get into zone, they're going to be one of the only teams left that is a 4-man. But can they do it is the big question.
That is the big question. Mod Z, it just got eliminated. Murtu Gangor taking out Polideric. It was the last one on the team.
Solo on solo.
Solo on solo, and was going to be able to take out. But ooh, we're seeing 10 kills coming out from Polar Ace. Polar Ace is doing a really good job. So 4 solos and Polar Ace are looking at each other right now.
They lost half their team. It's too much.
J-Craw.
It's too much. They're going to be forced to go for some really quiet plays here. And all these minis, man, this is exactly what you want in this scenario when you have these long-range shots. Actually, they're not even long-range. It's like 150-meter shots. It makes it even easier for them. But it's so hard to miss with the mini. Like, so it's one of the easiest guns to use in the entire game. And look at this. Polar Ace, man. They don't got to do anything. They just got to sit there.
They just got to sit there. Because, look, you got Team Rarity over there just taking out Spray. Now, this just comes down who's going to find who first. And Team Polar Ace just needs to sit tight and just hang out and see where the circle's going to be.
This is still winnable for Rarity.
Yes, it is.
The compound in the north is near the edge. It's going to be a hard fight for them to lose if Rarity takes that fight. I don't know. Actually, let's actually get a look at the terrain here that Rarity has to work with, because if they're forced into Polar Ace, that is going to be a problem. Okay, so no. This glade of trees we see right in front of us will definitely shroud them as they get toward Polar Ace. And if the next zone does not have this compound in, frankly, that's a hard game for Rarity to lose. The question is how will Polar Ace react according to that? Will they play this zone saying, okay, what kills us? A team in the south, so let's work around that. Or will they say, okay, easiest second place of my life, sit in this compound, and then just try to like hold out. It looks like as they do begin leaving the compound, they're actually trying to find solos, find players on these outskirts, and while they're going to do that, Rarity is trying to move into the zone to try and consolidate their position with potentially a car fort. Although Fuji PO not feeling too good about it right now, just trying to find a right spot to go to. And
we still have one person left on Team Ready, just hanging out over there.
Oh yeah, Murgungor.
Yeah, Murgungor's still hanging out, but Polar Ace changing their position. Trying to, we see some people in Rarity already.
Okay.
Long and Berry.
Interesting. So Rarity has decided to stay to the low ground. Meanwhile, Nubacabra find the solo of that switcher path, now getting themselves in the top 3. Murgungor as well from Team Ready. I think that's our second place team right now, securing a top 3 placement. So great stuff from Murgungor being able to crawl into the southwest side of the zone. Rarity as well, claiming the low ground. Oh my god, double headshot from Darth Vapor with a mini at that range. Hugely impressive. Nice steady aim right there.
That was nice.
But taking the low ground means that they're not gonna be able to move here. Like they're using their cars as forts, which is gonna be pretty easy for them to de-wheel. And now Polar Race is allowed to push up. Look at this, Nubacabra going on foot, and Loganberry sending it to the middle of the zone. Rarity might have made a mistake, man, as they're going to be forced on the zone edge, and now are not in zone. They need to win this team battle. They are doing it right now, but with a lot of great shots from Nubacabra, getting a lot of shots on a lot of different players, but no downs quite yet. Meanwhile, Loganberry in a very, very rough spot, taking down and losing eventually, as the Deadeye AWM will take Nubacabra down as well. Rarity is doing exactly what they need to do right now and winning these peak battles.
Yeah, having Loganberry stay out there, just taking those shots, was definitely probably not a good situation. He was connecting, but you needed like to back off just a little bit.
You need to knock if you're doing
that.
You need to knock.
Yeah, like he hit like what, 3 players like more than once.
Yeah, and they all just bandaged up. Look, they're all at 75, which is like kind of okay spot to be, but they're not down. And this gives the guys already so much tempo. They can even see that player going for the res, but are not able to make it stop. Rarity trying to use as many smokes as they can. Another headshot. They are absolutely demolishing Polar Ace, but look at this. Because of their positioning, it's just not quite enough. But still, this could happen. The smokes are here. The hard cover is here. The res can occur, but all of Rarity, they're all playing in this giant clump, and it's so easy for Polar Ace to react to this.
Yeah, this whole clump that they're doing behind like trees and all this stuff is kind of not helping, but they're throwing out smoke so they can at least get themselves some walls so they can start moving forward, heal up. Deadeye's down.
Polar Ace knows. They're just spraying through the smoke now. Look at this, Loganberry getting Deadeye through the trees, and like they're hitting nut shots. Swetsky has a ton of shots, Deadeye as well as AWM, but it's just not enough. And look, Polar Ace is actually just moving in the middle of this open field, trying to just choke them out. That means that it's probably the only way they lose here, because Rarity isn't in, oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Polar Ace.
Polar Ace,
of all the times to be aggressive, this was not it. They weren't in zone. This was the only way they lose.
Yeah, Rarity, if Polar Ace actually just waited, they actually could have been just fine because they had to move closer to him anyway.
He gets shot in the back. They don't even get second place. Murgungor is the one who gets second place in this situation. Now staying alive on the side of this hill. Rarity hanging on by a thread, winning those really awkward spray battles on the right side of the smoke as Polar Ace went for the push along the left, along the road, got every single one of them killed. Now though, with a lot of these players down, there's 2 up right now, 1 down from Rarity, I believe.
Murgungor needs to do something.
Yeah, he's going for that res. He hasn't spotted this player yet. He spots him now as he goes up, but there actually is a small ridge right there that Swetsy has. So that is hard cover, if I'm not mistaken, that Murgungor cannot deal with. But that being said, Michael make something happen, but 2 players going for the move, the 3rd one going for the heal as his own begins to make its way in. This is going to be hard for Murk to win. As he gets hit from the left, hit from the right, and that will be Rarity winning against all odds here in Game 3.
Yes, Rarity with a really great showing, but that was just hard to watch for Polar Ace, for them to just move up really aggressive in that situation. I wouldn't have done that.
I hope they didn't do that because I was talking about it. Because like of all the times to be aggressive, that was not it.
Yeah, that was
like Rarity made themselves such easy like frag bait, or just like you just spray through it. Like there's so many ways to deal with that.
Oh yeah.
But instead they just pushed in, tried to use Rarity's smokes against them. But it's so obvious to play like that at that point because Polar Ace pushed in using the smokes and nothing else. They pushed it on an open road. There's no hard cover there. Rarity was in a we'll call it a tactical clump. But they did have, I think it was a tree and a rock they were holding. So as far as the cover goes, the cover advantage goes to Rarity. Right. The Rarity is also defending. So they're pulling back their backs to a wall. They're not worried about anything. So they have defender's advantage as well. Lastly, Polar Ace had zone. They were pushing into the Rarity, who at the end of that zone would have been pushed in by it, and that is chunking. You cannot hold that. So the hard cover that they found would not be in. Yeah. Like, the only way that they lose that is either if that Polar Ace loses that, is either Mert Gungor comes in from the back and shoots in the back, which is obvious. I think that's what they were worried about. Yeah. Or if they do what they did. That's the only way they lose it. They had so much hard cover. They had car force. They got their rises off because Rarity didn't get super aggressive there. Yeah. It's just hard to see because I keep seeing them take these fights in every stage of the game. It's just like that's it kind of worked, but it could have been better in this way. And now, in this time, like it didn't work at all. Yeah. They need to work on their team fights. They need to work on their comms because if they keep taking fights like this, man, then you're just throwing like placements away. You're just throwing first place away. You're just throwing that squad fight. That didn't have to happen.
And they did so much better this time too. They had a lot more kills that they did in the last 2 rounds. But
that's because they got center compound the entire game.
Yeah,
like they got gifted until like the last phase. Yeah. So they got a lot of kills, but that's because they didn't have to work for it. Yeah. I don't want to like put too much shade on them, but like you didn't have to do much there.
Yeah, I mean, but still, even so, they tried. They did what they could, but that was just it's just that call.
Yeah. Well. Either way, third place with 12 kills is probably going to put them in second place overall that game with Mert Gungor crawling. And the bigger story is that, another story rather, going on with this is that Team Ready was able to get second place that game with Mert Gungor crawling in. And previously it was always like Sixmo and Iroh that was known for being like the quality snake, so good at staying alive for so long. But this time Mert Gungor claiming that role for himself. Marvelous work from him. That should, if I'm not mistaken, probably put him in first place after that game, actually.
I think so, maybe.
I don't remember what happened to Team Almost that game. They were first place.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't think we saw them at all. I think they just died off screen.
I don't
think we even went to them.
We didn't even look at them. Oh, man. Yeah. Come on, Almost. That was...
Well, we'll be able to see with the scoreboard.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, yeah, ready. First place with a 150-point lead, Almost with a 16th and an 8th, unable to actually... keep their position, getting 600 points in game 1 and 300 between games 2 and 3. Rarity as well with that first place 12-kill finish alongside 2 7ths, able to make their way to second. But going into game 4, 150 points is a bit of a deficit for Rarity, Almost, and Polar Ace, but definitely doable. Yeah. The thing is, though, is that you've heard me talking. I have a lot more faith for Rarity and Almost to make this play work than Polar Ace. Like I guess the Polar Ace did get second, but it was second place with the exact same play style. They just sat in the same compound and hoped that no one else would like punish them too much for it. I guess it's a style that works in this kind of lobby, where you have teams that are as aggressive as they are. Like we got teams like Spray. Like nutters, they're just like go for the fight, go for the kills, let's go. Yeah. And if they're pushing into you when you're in a compound and you're Polar Ace, that can work. That kind of style where you're sitting there is effective. And it also is like it's good preservation because if you're in those situations and you expect whenever you go for a push to get third partied and you want to sit in your compound, then that can be an effective strategy as well. But if you're going for that strategy, you need to be able to like know when to take the fight and when to not take the fight. And right now, that is Polar Ace's biggest issue is that they don't know when to take the fight. They don't know how to do it is the bigger problem. Yeah, and
it's a little bit of positioning as well because in the first match when they were on that ridge, it was a really bad area for them, and that got taken out by Team Almost, and it was just like if they moved up a little bit.
Well, because they got a knock on the right side. It was 2 players on if we're talking about game 1 in the Stalber game. There was like a really wide switch from Almost with one player really high up on the hill that wasn't actually doing that much. He really wasn't participating in the fight. Right. So it was essentially a 3v4 with Polar Ace being the 4. They got a knock on the right, resulting in a 2v4, and then they sat on a ridge that wasn't in the zone that was really easy to just to deal with by Almost. So they just. I think it's the shot calling.
Maybe.
That's like the biggest, because we saw previously they got 12 kills in the compound. They're able to hit their shots.
Right.
Like they need a more like decisive voice on the team. I think is what they need for themselves.
I feel that.
That's able to make the calls that they need to be aggressive. I don't know. We'll be seeing for sure. I do want to see them improve, because there's like one team where like I keep seeing what they're doing. I see why they're doing, and I see like very clearly why it doesn't work. So I think that like, it's like some good labbing and some good VOD review will like allow whoever their IGL is to be like, okay, I get it. I see what this isn't working, and now I can improve upon that. Because the early game was actually pretty aggressive, and I liked that actually. In Game 3, they took a hill really early on. They got a ton of info. They reacted to the info by taking some fights, which the fights themselves weren't handled well. But I liked the fact that they went for them. Yeah. So like as far as like the macro play style, it's pretty good. It's just like everything micro. The fight taking, the calls that go out during the fight, when you push, when you don't, that needs a lot of work for Polar Ace. We'll be seeing if they can actually do that by week 8, because that is when the big 5K tourney rolls around. And at this point, they're in top 4.
Yep.
If the stars align, they do get second place, they will be getting that tournament. But I'm saying it now, they're not going to get very far unless they fix the team fighting. Because right now, we're not dealing with 100% cream of the crop right now. We're dealing with guys who qualified. But that week 8, that's called the finale for a reason. There's going to be a lot of good teams, a lot of good shooters in those matches. And it's not like what they're doing right now isn't going to be enough. What a lot of people are doing right now isn't going to be enough. They're going to bring your A game that day.
Oh yeah, but I am ready for the final game for today, which is number 4. And we're going back to Miramar, and we all know how that went in the first one.
That was one of the most fun Miramar games I've ever seen.
That was an amazing round. Oh my goodness! It went from everybody having 4 to everybody having 2, and then turning into a solo game.
1v1v1.
1v1v1, and IG Segal was able to take that.
I still remember how antsy Ripper was. Like, he was able to sit in that little shed for like.
I got
literally
so scared for Ripper.
Game.
I got so scared for Ripper when from Four Souls threw in a.
It was a grenade, but it was
I thought it was a regular grenade.
Yeah.
And it fell in into his leg. I was like, oh no.
It landed literally like on his back while he was prone in the shed. And you could tell like how unprepared he was like to fight that game, because like whenever I'm like sitting around for like my pub games and like I'm not warmed up, then I play like a dummy whenever I have to start shooting people.
Oh yeah.
And obviously Ripper right there, like he was in a 1v1 versus Buyakai at the end. He got shot and then he jumped. Like he literally like he hit the space bar, and then Buyakai's like, all right, just gunned him down in the air, got that first place. I was like, oh no, I feel you. Huge props to Ripper for game 2 for getting second place by sitting there for so long.
Sitting there for.
But
like,
dude, I get it. I get it.
I feel that. Oh my goodness, but Ripper, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So we are waiting for match 4 to lobby to be open.
Let's see if we can get word from exactly where in the process that is. I'm getting word from production right now here. Almost full, just waiting for a couple more players to join the game. So we should be getting game 4 to you guys in a couple minutes. Yes. While we're waiting for that, just a couple of announcements for you guys. Once again, we do have the bounty hunts that are going on from the 14th to the 26th. 1.2K on the line for the FirstBlood dailies, getting revamped to bring you guys into the app. So there's lots of tournaments, lots of bounty hunts going to be going on for you guys. Let your friends know about what's going on, because the more guys you got on your side, the more chances you got to get into the prize pool for those matches.
That's a lot of money that you could probably win. If you win every week, that's a lot of money that you can hold on to.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people that do that, actually, because like we got 2 kinds of people a lot that use the app. We got the guys who play for the events. We got the guys that play for the money and like the app events. And then honestly, that's kind of like 2 different kinds of people that we've been seeing and do this a lot. So maybe we can see some of the I mean, you're still playing for money in these pub matches, so maybe we can see some of the pros that play in our games fight for that money as well. Speaking of pros, we do have as well an interview with Team Ready Fragger superstar Iroh. Going to be happening tomorrow at the same start time as the Survival Sunday League. Make sure you tune into that as I ask him the questions surrounding his very, very rocky past into where is honestly, I'm not going to call it stardom now, but he's pretty popular, I believe, in Europe in general, but also just like, to a lot of people, because a lot of people, you know, well, I've been talking about it a lot right now. We'll wait for tomorrow. But
wait for tomorrow.
He's a very storied past.
Yeah. All right, so waiting for some players to get in for round 4. So who do you? So since we had Miramar in match 2, who do you think? And based off the past 3 games, who do you think is going to be your top 3 people?
Ready? People or team? Like teams.
Teams,
Okay.
actually.
Ready,
Yeah.
probably one of them. Easiest because they're in first place right now, and they just perform pretty well. And like we saw them play last game. They ended up taking some bad fights, but Merc crawling in is really good. They usually react really well to losing players early on. Like they're really, really good at snaking in the late game, but also really, really good at team fights.
Yeah.
So that's like 2 pretty good things. They're not good like taking team fights when they're less than 4. That's like the big thing that they're not really good at. But besides that, 4-man team fights, 2-man snaking, that's what they're good at.
Yeah.
So that should be like get them consistent enough points to maintain a top 2 position. Besides that, we have the top 4 is pretty much the teams that'll probably be able to be in the prizes for the top 3 because they all had 900 points. I think that 5th place is something in 700 points. So pretty hard for top 5 and below to get into the money.
Right.
So I think the leaderboard was Polar Ace. I don't remember the rest of the leaderboards because I got bad memory. Okay, here it is.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, Rarity, Almost, and Polar Ace. So Team Almost. I mean, they had one good game.
One good game, and then they started. I mean, they got top 10 in round 3, but still, it's just I don't know what happened.
I mean, they keep losing players early on. They lost Mime in rotation in game 3, and in game 2, I think they also lost some rotation in that game. I think it was also to Team Ready, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So they're just losing players rotation. They're just like a. Is that under my jaw? Okay, no. They're just a team that's very, very good in very specific scenarios. Team Almost is good with 4-up, and I mentioned this earlier. They're good when they feel like they get momentum, and whenever something shifts in their sales, whenever they feel like they don't have that momentum, is when they start to have problems. And games 2 and 3, they've lost players early on both times. So if they keep 4-up in game 4, I'll look at them. If not, then I'll probably shred them off. Rarity as well, very inconsistent team. Although it looks like they fixed a lot of some of their IGL problems. In the game we just saw, they didn't win as much as Polar Ace lost. Like I don't like where they ended up going because they went to like the only spot they could have that wasn't in zone, and they didn't react to Polar Ace not leaving the compound quickly. They were playing a little antsy, and I don't think that they always win that game against a lot of different teams there. So that just leaves. Oh my god, I forgot it again.
Well, you got
the other team, the other second place team. Them, I like them.
Rarity.
Well, I guess it's everyone, isn't it? We kind of did talk about everyone.
Yeah,
You're
ready, Rarity, Almost, Polar Ace, and 4 solos.
You know what? I'm gonna be crazy. I'm looking at 4 solos, 1 building. They have gotten top 5 3 games in a row. Very low kill count overall. 3, 5, and 1. That's 8 kills, 9 kills between 3 games. 3 kills per average. Not very high. But hella placement points. If they can find a way, because it seems like they kind of have a style where you just don't really take good spots in the mid game, but they are spots that let you stay alive, just not really that let you move around or take fights that much. And if they can transition one of those spots into just existing in the end game without losing players on the way, because remember they lost 3 members of their team trying to smoke the way to the zone, which just didn't work. There's just too much ground to cover. Don't blame them at all for that one. But if game 3 happens differently, they get 4 in, then we haven't seen what they can do yet. We haven't seen them take a really head-on fight in the end game. And more than anything, I just want to see how 4 solos, 1 building deal with that. I think they'll be able to make some pretty good magic happen.
Yeah, there's going to be some magic happening soon.
You can actually just see the difference between Spray and 4 solos, 1 building, because 4 solos, 1 building is placement. And Spray was just like a 6th place with 9 kills, and 8th place with 6 kills. Just kills, placement. Tons of different playstyles coming out today, but here we go, game 4. A very similar flight plan as the previous Miramar game.
Yes,
so
it was.
Whereas previously we were talking about the difference between reactive drop and set drops. We're probably gonna be seeing a lot of people drop in the same spots this game as they did in the previous game.
They did last time. So hopefully maybe Secret Agent Biako could come back out and try to clean this up. I would love to see that again. But we are getting into the plane. Here we go, everybody. Here's our flight path. I hope you guys got your feet rested, and you got your shoes on, and you got your peanuts, because this is about to be a crazy game.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. All right, already we have Polar Race. In Polar Race, they love doing this kind of thing. They love it. Like, they're already dropping her off right away into Camp Militar, and they love establishing their presence in unpopular spots. No one likes Campo, but last time I saw them loot this, they showed up late and walked away with a lot of loot. They know how to loot this spot. They know how to work this terrain. So between here as well as in apartments in Erangel, another very unpopular spot, they have definitely secured themselves a style in the early game that they know how to work with. So going to be dropping the same spot in this game. And I'm seeing a lot of the same for a lot of other kinds of teams this time around. Yep, Player One Esports as well as Pyro going for the Lockenberry area again. A lot of the same coming out here for Game 4.
Yeah, everybody's flying in right now. This is yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that we saw in Match 2.
Yeah.
And it's like we said, guys, looting phase. I know it's not that glamorous at the first 10 minutes, but hey, it will get better. Trust me.
Although I'm looking here at M16 Postal Worker.
What is he?
Like so we got Lulstress, Gnar, and I don't know where their fourth is really.
Right.
Oh, he's actually in the mines with Gnar.
Okay.
So they'll be able to get away here, I believe, from this team. They were able to snag the only car. These guys don't have guns yet.
Yep.
Postal is off on his own. And I'm not really sure what the play here is. He did just get center zone, so he's going to be able to like loot around, but there aren't that many car spawns here, and there aren't any compounds here, so it's definitely very all in. Look over here, though. The Nutters are not... Whoa, wait, what happened here? Why did Meeseek not in the car right now?
Yeah, why is Meeseek?
Oh, did he fat finger F?
He might have.
Oh,
no!
Well, about a fat finger.
You hate to see it happen.
You hate to see it. He's gonna fat finger the exit the lobby button here in a sec.
My goodness.
He is first blood here in round 4. Gnar gonna be leaving him alone. It's really weird to see because I saw them in the same buggy for a sec there. I don't know really what happened.
Yeah, what happened there?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's some miscommunication about how to take the fight, about what they were gonna do, but it will be next level gaming, only going into the early game with 3 players very split up, as we see Gnar and Postal in the Los Leones outskirts, and their third player going past Maddie with his own car. And Maddie here in this will be attempting to get some shots, but some good routing from Lulstress will make him pretty hard to hit, using the low ground and the fences up against Maddie's Iron Sight M16, one of the hardest guns to use in this game, to be frank.
Really?
That being said, Lulstress, no loot yet. He's been driving the entire game, and he is not done yet. He's going through the graveyard. He's going through the mines. Fignano might be able to get this knock here if Lulstress doesn't drive this properly. It's been 3 minutes in this game, and he's still trying to find a place to call home. It's just not a good game for NLG this game.
Yeah, this is pretty bad that you don't have like anything yet. You don't have your set place to start looting. You just literally have a car. Look at Fignaldo trying to get some shots in. But yeah,
one headshot will do it.
One headshot.
It'll be lucky, but it is just one shot.
Yeah, it's he's really in a bad spot right now. He needs to find some place to get some loot and just be able to get himself situated.
They're in the Los Angeles outskirts, and they're able to get to zone, so they should be able to recover from this.
Okay.
Especially if they realize that Lost is free right now. No Moonwolf from this lobby. They always like dropping Lost, so that is a free city for themselves right now. Looking elsewhere in the zone, some pretty chill stuff. We have Team Ready, far southwest side at the edge of the zone. Picado in play, going to be owned by the boys on Laughing Coffin. No one to contest them, so they do get to keep their cars this time as well. So that's kind of a big story for them if they need them. But something to talk about the zone for a little bit as well. So we kind of have the road leading into Los Leones, like the highway that we see almost on right now, that kind of splits this zone in half. So on the side of the road closer to Picado, there's a lot of compounds that Team Almost is taking right now. These compounds are very strong at the game ends here. But if it goes southwest, then the game gets turned on its head. There's no real great spot in this area besides like the church. If it doesn't end there, then it's definitely anyone's game.
Right.
So I like Team Almost a lot, who obviously they're still looting. They're very split up right now, grabbing all these compounds. But I like them coming here early. That being said, the Picado team is also doing the same thing right now. Lemon drops an invasion, going for the same building at the same time. Will they stop, though? It looks like both players kind of not stopping at all. Lemon Drops will be able to see Evasion driving around right now. And might begin tailing him, but now he's got his own thing in mind. He's going for this prio to the south side. He, meanwhile, is getting ready if the zone shifts the other side of the road. So Picado team doing some good stuff. Team Almost doing some good stuff as well. I'm liking both these teams' play styles going into the early game of Game 1.
Yeah, I'm liking how the way this is happening right now. But we're having a team fight, having a fight right now with Yalal.
I mean, I'm American. I'm just gonna call him Yalal.
Yalal. But
oh no! What's happening?
Oh no! Pyro Sammy is taking some damage right now. I believe one of the nope, the tires are not out. But still, with that gun, I believe that is the M14, if I'm not the Mini 14. Sorry. But Sammy, getting out of that fight. Didn't take a lot of damage.
Less of a fight and more of a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah, just like an accident maybe.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That flip.
He fought against the hill. The hill won, but he was able to walk away from it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know, Sammy. I don't know what you were doing, but this is not Twisted Metal.
Yeah, happens to everyone, but he's able to get away from it. He's able to walk away. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he's able to get out of that. It's good.
All right. I think there's a lot of actually. Just imagine trying to fight in these spots. Like if you get in a car accident in real life, that's some traumatic stuff you're experiencing right there. But these guys just like, I just hit a rock. Get out, just trying to start fighting people, start shooting people. That must be so stressful. But look over here, look at that. Team Opus able to get themselves a crate and 8WM. I'm not sure how. What's up?
Look who's tailing.
Oh yeah, well that's Tanaka. He probably saw the crate. He might be able to see that.
Yeah.
That it's already been looted.
Already empty.
Yeah, he probably sees him. Actually, he has a great spot in this, so he sees him leaving. He knows exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
And will not be doing too much. And if he oversees his welcome, that wasn't That's an easy gun to just blow someone's head off and then walk away from it. So I don't really like him being here. I don't like him being here at all.
Yeah, he should probably back up and go back to his team. Yeah, that was. I was scared for a second. I was just like, oh, is he about to? No. But yeah, still everybody is still looting in their designated areas. People are gonna start moving in on the far west side and northeast side. Sorry, my bad. I don't know directions anymore.
Compasses are hard.
Yeah, Low Soup's team over there is Darth Vapor. Is just out there by himself. The two of his teammates are in cars. They can definitely hear these. Maddie's definitely going to be hearing these, but it looks like they're not going to go down that road. They're going to keep going south. I thought they were going to try to merge in into their city.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
But they're really good at these rotates, and honestly, they have enough meds, a lot of that. What is going on
What
here?
happened to Cody?
Oh my god, they're... I got a PM from these guys that they're a little bit tilted right now about some players on their team, and I think that it's coming into some pretty...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we'll see what the hell these guys are up to
Yeah.
as we go later into this game.
Yeah.
But I don't predict them getting very far in it.
Yeah, I mean, if the salt levels are rising, definitely not going to be get out of the salt mines today. But
we'll see.
Hopefully these guys will pick it back up.
Yeah. Anyway, looking at anything else right now. So we're looking at the map right here. We do see that a lot of these compounds around this have been taken right now. Specifically, Yalal from Player One Esports able to claim the large warehouse that he has is actually really impressive here. He was able to sort of wrap around a lot of other teams that already exist in the zone and get here before anyone else. And his team coming from the north, he can actually scout out the safe rotation past from the north side. Although as I say that, we do have Ernzexor, who's driving right into another team. He didn't Yalal didn't actually communicate which was the safe way to get in and what wasn't safe. And we'll be able to get behind the gas station here, Ernzexor were. And actually, Yalal trying to blow these wheels out will actually sort of take some of the attention away from this fight and say maybe instead of shooting, we should be protecting our cars instead.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of shots coming out there trying to get onto Story, but looks like he's gonna get out of there to get out of the fight. And also, a bit of engagement happening on the northwest side of the circle.
Oh yeah, Sociopath getting blazed out of his car.
Yeah. That's,
no.
Pyro. No.
Oh, he missed.
He missed. Oh, come on, man. He was right there.
Oh, he started dropping meds, so he's just like, no. Keep that in a nice, fancy pile for myself, please, sir.
He's like, I'm just gonna have it right here, not squished. But it looks like everybody is starting to move in towards the circle, and there's a lot of colors I'm seeing, Seal.
Yeah, especially on this west side, and that's because, like I was mentioning, the strong compound. That's where a lot of them are. Specifically, though, there's two really good compounds that aren't being used right now in the middle, but you can't get to them. Like you got Trigzar and the rest of Team Tilt on the north side there in Picado, and then you got Team Almost in the southeast. That you can't really approach this from any direction besides like exactly the east, and there's no way to know that. Like there's no way you can know the safe way to get in. A lot of teams are going to be coming from the northwest instead, and that is going to be a hell of a gauntlet to run.
All right, so we're seeing Harold going to be passing by. Two teams are shooting at four solos right now. Player one. Esports.
All right.
My goodness, they're just looking at each other right now, trying to get these peaks.
Well, this is there's generally different kinds of styles of play that are popular in Erangel and Miramar. And Miramar is a lot more like outdoorsy. It's a lot more it's a lot more cut and dry. In Miramar, it's a lot messier. But this area of Miramar is very Erangel-esque. Like, there's a lot of compounds. There's a couple of hills that are in play that are pretty strong. And it's kind of obvious what's good and what's bad here. Like, you know, the flat terrain is bad, and the hills and the compounds are good. That's how it goes here a lot of the time. So I think that a lot of people it's easy for people to recognize that, and they're getting here early while they still can. Looking over here, though, Rarity, our current second place team, is getting some fire received by Rippers from the Nutters, but after one player gets shot at, the rest of his team will be taking the detour around the east side of La Bandita. Great reaction time, great pathing from Rarity to be able to avoid any more shots coming in from this team.
We're seeing an engagement right here coming out from Liberate, going against Spray. Hugo 41 going, seems like it's going to go. He needs to go towards Matty O and
he needs to find out where they are. Right? They're actually shooting his two teammates down the hill right now. He's trying to take the pressure off of them. If we're talking raw skill, Liberate is not as good as this other team. Looking over here, though, Isaac able to get the opening pick onto Spray and taking the flush on Luscious as well. Retaliate, getting the low HP. Hugo the right spot, right time as well. This is a great opening from Liberate.
Yes, Hugo 41 is moving up towards Matty O. Matty O is looking to find out where he is. Zenrith is looking onto the side.
Hugo!
Zenrith is gonna get dipped down, and Matty O is looking at Hugo 41. He's gotta get this peek. He's gonna see, can he get it? He's backing up just a little bit, crouching, but his teammates are shooting from the back. Matty O, what are you gonna do? Gonna get this fight? No!
Oh, the peek!
The peek coming out from Matty O is gonna take down Hugo 41. Is he gonna clean this up, or is he just gonna run away to the other side to start healing up and probably save his teammate Zenrith?
Yeah, Ice Tech and Walk TV are coming in to try and save their own teammates. They're trying to do what they can, but it might not be possible. Ice Tech peeking the right angle. They spot each other. Matthew going for the pre-fire around that hill while Zenrith crawls toward him with two players up. It's gonna be real hard to get a res off of the Walk TV wrapping on the right. Ice Tech covering the high ground as well, getting a lot of info, but oh my goodness, that should have been a death right there. Matthew just barely flubbing that spray up. Walk TV trying to flank from the right side alongside Ice Tech. He saw the grenade. He hears him wrapping the right side as well. This is close enough where you can hear him. And this wrap actually is allowing him to get the time to res Zentrix. This is so important. But looking over here, Frag being prime, not doing anything done. But now Walk TV, I think is, well, they're not getting the res on their teammates. To Liberate kind of misplaying this. They need to either go for the push or go for the res. They didn't do either, and now they're getting punished. Ice Actor is kind of running away randomly while Walk TV is holding this hill. This started with a really good fight with Hugo dying. It's like all their, like the wind in their sails is gone.
Liberate only down to 2 players, and I do want to apologize. I forgot I did not pronounce Matthew. I'm saying Matty.
I got stories about that. Don't you worry about that. I'll talk about that in a sec.
But Walk TV is going to take a lot of damage right there. He's at 13, going to do the first aid. But Matthew and Zenrith are right there.
The peek!
Very nice peek coming out from Walk TV. But Zenrith only has a little bit of health. Walk TV is going to be taking out Spray. Fantastic peek coming out from Walk. Liberate, it's still in this.
Dude, Isaac left him alone. He was like, you have fun with that. And Walk was just like, yeah, okay, I will have fun with it. I'll enjoy my time here. Barely staying alive on the northwest side. But oh my god, a big fight happening here on the northwest as Team Almost are going up against Laughing Coffin. 2 players are down. Triggs and Lemon already down. Prodigy and Kid Cody stealing up, trying to do what they can. Almost still having some knocks. They need to get these reses off here real quick while Kid Cody goes to the aggression, goes to the peak battle, wins against G-Shove. Meanwhile, Mime getting the res on evasion is unavailable to help with the follow-up peek. The frag coming in, Mime peeking his teammate though. Prodigy losing that peek, Mime will be winning that out. Kid Cody trying to go for the trade, but not in time. Mime has already unpeaked the pre-fire being ineffective. Kid Cody though, not getting his teammate and also not going for the no goes the push, gets Mime out in a very surprising turn of events. Unable to get the flush, another it is, evasion. Pixel peeking from the window, taking that player out. Even despite some obvious issues with comms, we did see just the raw skill displayed by both these teams. That being said, almost barely able to hang on. And I gotta say once again, Yuso on the south side of that building, I saw when the fight ended, he was looking south. He was just like, they got it.
They got it.
They got it.
Okay.
But the same thing happened in the other game where he was like the 2v4 and Yosu's just up on the top of the hill doing his own thing. I don't know what he's doing, but like they're winning fights, so I guess it's fine.
It's whatever, man. Like they're still doing well right now. But Mod Z by Rupture is looking through. trying to get these shots on these guys, but they are split up. 2 on the hill, 2 by the compound right over there. One's gonna get on a bike and start to move out of this situation.
What the heck just happened?
I don't know. Next level.
That must be a bug of epic proportions for a player to kill another player with a headshot, then have like the team. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was probably just a bug.
Yeah.
Because maybe he got DC. I have no idea.
Probably DC.
But Lalstris and Nar will be in a bit of a rough spot here versus 4 solos and building as they come in from the north side here.
Yeah.
Circle beginning just ready to end its shrink, that is. And Los Leones is looking all the hotter for it as Shake and Bake and the rest of and Barry's team are trying to push into the west side of Los Leones. They have spotted Polar Race here in those warehouses. Or it looks like they're still trying to find some loot, but as the shots begin ringing out, they realize the time for looting is over, the time for fighting is now.
Yes, it is. And very good aim is keeping those sights on. He has 3 people. He knows where they're at. He's got Ronan on the side to the right side, one in the middle, and the other one on the far side. But they're all in this one building. It looks like Dark Vapor finally has come into this area. We got Zach Spade hanging out in the back, so he's got the left side of the building. Looking. They're just gonna have to like go after the backside of this compound and just like get out or disengage.
Although looking over here, we see very good aim disengaging because they're looking at this compound saying it's not quite in. We don't really want to sit here.
Yeah.
There is a reason for them to sit here, but it looks like Polar Race as well. Assuming they're going to get Gake, they're just leaving as well. But looking over here, Iro and there's a team ready. They're just sending it to the center compound. They realize that they have a good opportunity at their hands, and team almost they spot this happen. They see it, but they're not able to actually do anything about it. Team almost will be left to the western edge to fend for themselves, while team ready again. Center compound with some great sight lines is going to be a thorn in their side in the next coming few circles.
Yes, it is. And this is, here we go. Nutters are having an engagement right Team Rarity right now. We got 2 inside of a car. One is way back behind a compound, so he's not gonna get these shots. Oh, nope.
He's trying to de-wheel the bike there.
Yeah. But he's gonna get some shots. From Team 4 Solos from J-Craw. Man, that's
a long range shot. That's like 300 meters. That's a 500 meters actually, laying 2 consecutive shots on Plushie.
Yeah.
Great stuff from him. Probably a mini. Very good gun for those long range engagements, but it will be Nutters maintaining their presence on the far east side in a bit of a pseudo gatekeeping spot here that Plushie's at, but it looks like Fnatta Ripper and the rest of their team, the Nutters, are mostly just kind of worried about staying alive right now. They're close enough to center zone that they don't really need to be too aggressive here, but they also can't. Because, you know, Rarity, this team in here can't do anything to Rarity to the east. Right. They can't do anything to 4 Solos to the south.
No.
It's mostly just like a hold strong, keep your guys up, rather than a take shots, take pot, kill rotations sort of spot they're in right now. It's fine.
That's what I've noticed about, like, when I've seen with Plushie has been like the, how would I say this? The attacking scout. Like, not more than just looking, just seeing information. There's like, Plushie's looking for information and fighting at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like Plushie's trying to get just more stuff here. But we're seeing a little engagement between IG Sengal.
Oh no, look at the kill feed, just real quick.
No.
Something happened there. That actually killed the team. That's unfortunate.
Oh no.
All right. Just wanted to see that real quick. Don't know where it happened.
Over there?
Apparently.
Oh man.
Must have hit something the wrong way. Well, the south side here, this is actually looking pretty bad for IG Sangal because they have some decent cover here. But the longer this fight takes, the more time it gives, the more information it gives the teams coming in from the west. So very, very awkward spot. Not game ending by any means for them because they do have a lot of cover. They have a good trench line to work their way into the zone from.
Oh yeah.
But they're gonna need to make something weird happen to get out of this one, unless the team to their east leaves, or if Latin America doesn't push this, which they might not. They actually are more interested in doing other things right now, taking some long-range shots. I believe that is Pyro Gaming off to the far southeast side, trying to make their way into the south side of the zone. They will be able to make it in, and taking the compound that was recently vacated by Shake and Bake. But oh my god, this Los Angeles looks really bad right now. 3 or 4 teams all stuck on this edge. Polar Race, one of them, not getting a reward this time for a bit more conservative play, I think, because they now have 2 or 3 teams in front of them between them and even like 100 meters into zone.
Oh yeah, this is for Polar Race right now. They just need to let the other teams just deal with each other, and then probably just try to sneak out.
That's their style. That's their style. But they also have a 4-man. Like, they're the only 4-man left here. So like, are you really going to be bringing that style in when you're like have the capability to take control? It looks like they will.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they could. Like,
it's one of their strengths. They're able to play sneak. They're able to play conservative as a 4-man. They don't feel like they need to take fights. But the question is that the right play?
Yeah. especially when you're in the kind of this tournament series where you need like having more kills is better.
Whoa! There's 2 teams in this circle. 3.
Oh,
There's 10 that aren't.
they're just fighting. And they're all near each other, too.
Oh my God, this is gonna be ugly.
I think this is about to turn into match 2 again, Seal,
Yeah,
just
I think
because
it
of
is.
all these engagements that are about to happen.
Well, it's match 2, but there's also gonna be a lot of. I think there's gonna be like 2 squads, full squads left alive.
Yeah.
Specifically the North team, they have to do jack all to get out of this one.
Yeah.
A lot of players panicking right now, and the first one to get down for such an action is gonna be Sammy Slaps as Hades is trying to go for a gatekeep here. It looks like a frag will take one out though. Silence on all alone. A second frag coming in. This might be it. It bounces right in front of him, trying to go for a med. It will be his teammate going down, but the frag not hurting him at all. But just the running peak there. Really, really aggressive play from Pyro, working out for them in spades. They had to make that happen as well because they did get shot from the north there. Meanwhile, Iro, once again, killing his bro, taking him out, taking IG Sangal out of this game. But now look at this. This is pretty big here. Team Ready very much split up here. They lost a player from Evasion's AWM over here. And now with another player down, Team Ready down to 2 players. Mime as well. Look on the minimap. He is ready for a push here. This might be an early end for Team Ready as these players are fighting for one of the best compounds in the game right now.
And we were looking at Team Ready doing so well this week. So this is actually crazy that they are in a really bad spot right now.
This is a first place team and a fourth place team right now. This is going to be really important. We're still at a point in time where Team Ready could absolutely get knocked out of the top 3. Specifically, they want to keep them in the top 2. But with 2 players up, 11 teams alive, and in a situation where there's probably going to be a couple of very, very strong squads going into the end game, this is not a good place to be. That being said, almost slowing it down a little bit, letting everyone gets a Mime spot, but look at this on the far south side, and Team Ready's old compound player when esports crashing Pyro Gaming. Iro third-partying this fight. Harold taking the first building. He hears the footsteps, but he doesn't know where he is. He goes to the peak. He just puts his rifle in his head, but AD, I think, at the bad time, lost track of him, but it will be his teammate able to save his life. Yalal getting pinged to the side of the head, though, saying, please, get me out of here, let me in. Aaron Zexer able to get the res on Harold, as well as Yalal and Sissy finding hard cover. Meanwhile, though, while those shots are ringing out, Iro, instead of watching Olmos, is not watching Olmos, watching him come in. And now Mime just putting his rifle in the side of Iro's head this time, and that's how you do it. Just, you don't even need to aim and just hit fire, taking him down. Evasion did go out during that time, though. That being said, Yuso available for the res, and Mime available for some counterplay here if he does end up pressuring Evasion a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Mime is going to try to force Fruit's Beautiful Dream out, and that worked using those smokes. Now he's outside, but he's on the other side. Shoots him. Looked in the wrong direction. Thought he was going to come out the back door, but came out the front way and was able to take out. Team Almost is still in this.
Ready in 8th place. I think that's like 120 points, 8 gets. So they're now sitting at like 1.2K. So 2 teams in the top 4 getting a first, second, third, fourth, or 5th place with a good amount of kills does take Team Ready out of the running for entry into the finale. It's pretty important. Looking over here on the southeast side, though, we do have NLG versus Force Souls 1 building with a third party from Rarity from somewhere. Look at the minute. There's so many third party shots coming in that Force Souls 1 building can barely even move. And this is the spot they always get into in this mid-game, late-game scenario. They can't. They keep taking these weird spots where if they can get in, it's going to be fine, but they just can't quite get in. There's too many angles to work with. And now another hard shift to the north just further solidifies the 4-man of Rarity. And I believe, once again, wait, that's 2 different teams in there, in that building.
There are 2 different teams.
Hold up, what's going on here?
You got Nutters, and dude, you got Nutters, and you got, I believe that's Team...
Liberate.
There is Liberate. So, they're on the outside of the building.
I don't know why Nutters is like pretending to walk around, but
Secret Agent about to have walk
for the third party. That's actually such a good showing too.
Secret Agent,
the last one alive. They're gonna be peeking him, and
my goodness, can they find? He's right there. He's right up there. They see him right there. Plushy saw.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's an awkward peek.
Yeah. That was a really bad one. Because Plushie could see him from right on the outside. Like, yeah, he's up there.
There's no way to win that for Rice Tag. I don't blame him at all. That's a really hard fight to win. Nutters claiming center compound. That is a very good spot to be in. Not losing any players as well. In there as 3. Good spot to be. Not a lot of teams left alive here, though. But look at this. 6 teams, 18 alive. That's a lot of 3-mans. That's a lot of 4-mans. On average, everyone is a 3-man. So important note there. Meanwhile, Force Souls 1 building, realizing they can't push north anymore because Rarities over there are pushing west instead, trying to take control of the south side of the zone. and in that effect are pushing directly into Player One Esports. J. Crawl leading the way.
J. Crawl coming up to the side. Enzer is on the right side.
Oh,
Look at that.
oh, he's
For
on
a
the
second.
right.
It's on for a second. Oh, but Enzer's going to take a little bit, most of the damage right there. Going to down J. Crawl. So now Sociopath is by this rock. One of his only teammate is down. It's all up to him. Is he going to be able to get to at least down 2 people?
Not even close.
Not even close.
One
4
shot.
solos taken out, putting him into 6th place of this match.
I like the idea. You couldn't go north, you gotta go west, but just they couldn't get quite far enough, quite fast enough, and they were able to give Play One Esports a little ridge line there. And looking over here as well, Almost versus NLG. They were able to take out NLG, but looking over here, the third party from Rarity trying to confirm these kills. If Mime stays alive, that is going to be huge for Team Almost. And once again, Yuso just in the back. This is not present, dude. He's going back. Where is he going?
Yuso, go back to your teammates. Where are you going, man?
I want to see, what is he doing? He's watching south, the compound he just cleared. But I'm sorry, but what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
Oh my goodness. Well, looks like Yuso is trying to look at what was that team? That's
Nutters. So
Nutters,
he's actually able. He is able to suppress this window, so it isn't a horrible play. But at the same time, you gotta play with your team. In fact, there's a very, very good rotate they can do right now. They can wrap around the west side and into the low ground. The sooner they realize it, the better. Look over here, though. Rarity trying to take down Play One Esports from the far north, taking shots across the entirety of the zone. Fujipio and Deadeye making these shots happen. And look at these tracers. This is just an almost unwinnable game for Ernzexer and Sizzy as they try to make their way into the zone. But no hard cover, even less like teammates to work with. They got 2 players up. And but looking over here, Evasion actually landing a shot onto Subtle. The teammates do end up cleaning this up, but is anyone around to get the res on a Subtle game?
I don't think anybody is around there at the moment. This is
Deadeye's Russian.
This is a one. I think Rarity is the only team that's still 4-man right now. The closest one.
Almost in Rarity, dude.
Yeah.
This is the only way that almost gets that Team Ready gets knocked out of this.
Yeah. They
might already have been, honestly.
They really have been, but Enzer looks like Enzer is still alive right now. This is really bad. This is a really bad spot for
This is really important for Team Almost in Rarity as well, though, because Nutters, they're kind of just out of the money unless they have a huge kill win. Ernzexer Ernzexer from Play One Esports, he's pretty much already dead as well. Yeah. I'm not really counting him in at this point.
He's getting shot from Rarity right now, but he's looking in the direction of Nutters at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to survive this. He's got smokes. He's not even in zone, though, whereas the little ridge line that Almost is holding is in play still. He begins to make a run, but one more shot will do it. Rarity just needs to land. Wow. Okay,
Rarity and Nutters.
Oh, no, it's Nutters just all the kills there.
Nutter's going to take that one. Ripper with a nice clean shot coming out from there. Nutters is going to take that. Total 3 kills at the moment.
That's not going to be enough to actually rocket themselves in the top 3, I don't think.
Not enough. But 3 teams left. So we got Nutters, Rarity, and Team Almost. Who do you think? Who do you think?
Who do you think is in the best spot right now? Here. Almost are alone while Rarity has to push into Nutters. Yeah. They might not push into this compound, as well as this ridge line that we saw Mime on for a sec there is kind of the end of the cover. They can't really advance beyond that, and that's not too far into the zone. Right. So a hard shift screws every single team over. It's really, really dangerous for a lot of different teams here. And the question is are these teams going to wait for the shift, or are they going to try and take a fight before that and just put the games in their own hands? The only team that you can really say can do that right now is Rarity. Because almost they realize who the last 2 teams are, and they're saying, if there's a hard shift towards us, then that's the easiest win of our lives. But if it shifts away from us, we do have some options. Rarity, if they get hard shifted from, they're going to need to push into this anyway. Yeah.
All right, so Rarity standing behind that huge compound. Team Almost on the other side. Oh, I don't think Deadeye saw somebody just pass out from Team Almost, who I saw a peek for just a second. But I think he missed that. It's right there. Mime is right there.
Nah, it's behind a cactus, man. We got X-ray, but you don't have X-ray.
I don't know, man. I think I could have seen the backpack. Just held up for a little bit there. But Rarity still has a good spot. Ooh, still in their favor.
Okay, so everyone's still in here, actually. Yeah, but this is probably the worst for Almost, because there's a little trench line between these two teams, these 3 teams. We're probably going to see the zone shift toward. I would not be surprised to see almost make a play for that. We actually do see Mime going for the low ground, wrapping around the left side, trying to scout this out if he can, do this evasion now. He's in the back this time. He's got the arms, but it makes the most sense for him to be back here, trying to win these peak battles. But while it's going on, Rarity advancing ever so closer to Nutters. And actually a fight is going to be breaking out between the Nutters and Rarity right now. We saw some shots exchanged there as Rarity takes the warehouse with Fuji and Swetsky, while Subtle and Deadeye hold the back, hold the high ground on top of this hill. Specifically, Deadeye and Subtle can't play here, so they're gonna do what? They're gonna try to get some work done, but once the zone pushes it in, they're gonna all be forced into the warehouse, and that warehouse is garbage. Very bad cover, very awkward, very easy for Nutters to deal with. The question is are they gonna do that, or are they gonna try to wrap around the right, try to do something else? Not sure, but Rarity, they're getting ready.
Yeah, Rarity is trying to do something. Rarity's trying to do something right now. They are. Oh man, they are really in a bad spot. They're trying to get these peaks.
Oh, that's what they needed.
Ripper's gonna go down to Deadeye. That is his name. That is what he is for. Once he sees you, you are out of here. My goodness, that was a perfect shot coming out from Deadeye. So now
he's not getting rezzed.
No,
Nutters realize that this push is going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's happening now. But that being said,
I think he's getting rezzed right now.
They're doing it. It takes a little bit of time to make it happen. The frag
going in.
Potentially going in through the window. It actually gets both of them. Fignato left all alone. Some great intelligent plays coming out from Rarity. Wait for the pick. And oh my god, open the floodgates. But Fuji Pio taking them all out on his own. Rarity, this is what they needed to do. But look at this almost. They see the kills go out. They realize they're in a 3v4. They need to take zone right now. But Evasion getting spotted on the top. Deadeye spotting him out there means that they need to push in right now. And look at this. Mime has a good spot, but he's the only one there. And at this point, with Rarity not needing to work with their east like the Nutters did, they can just put all their focus on the west and prevent Almost from getting to the low ground that Mime found for himself. This is horrible for Almost.
I need to see some hype in the chat right now. This is insane. This is your final match for week 2. Rarity versus Team Almost.
This determines who's in the finale.
This actually determines who's going to be in the finale right now, guys. So this is what needs, you guys need, I need to see some hype right now. So Rarity Mime is close. Mime is close, but he still has his teammates in the back line, still trying to get them hot.
He's trying to make these grenades work. I think those are smokes, actually. He does this a lot. He throws a lot of very aggressive smokes to break sight lines, but that smoke is the worst place it could be. It's in the low ground. It's not going to be doing anything. You look at this, though, Mime. He's trying to find these players that are playing outside. Might be able to get Fuji if he's not careful. And once he gets this opening knock, his teammates will be able to do something. The entire onus of this game is on Mime. And look, the frag on the Deadeye. This is exactly what Almost needs. If his team pushes up from this could be it. This could be the opening that Almost needs to break into the zone.
All right, so Deadeye is currently down. I do see, I think Subtle is going to go for Deadeye right now.
Another frag?
Yeah, another frag is coming in. What? He's going to take out 2 of them. Mime with taking out Deadeye, and Subtle is now down. Oh my goodness, Mime with these frags, how is he hitting
He's got the third one in, but Subtle is able to crawl down the stairs, now respecting Mime properly. 1 player down, 1 player dead. Evasion now, with his own frags, might be pushing up on his angle. He's tossing frags, Molotovs, he gets another one. They fired a bullet and they're winning this fight. Fuji is the last one up. He's just popping in saying, yep, they're super dead. Has not spotted Fuji inside, but there it is. They see him. He's the last one up. Evasion trying to find this money shot.
There it is.
And he does find it. Team Almost with 14 kills, getting first place again. It was like first place, 16th place, 8th place, and then another first place, another money first place with 14 kills. Let's do some quick math here. They got 43 kills between these 4 games. That's like 11 average, about like 10.75, whatever. Who cares about the math? These guys are nuts, and I gotta say, I'm gonna check the stats right now, but I'm like 90% sure they just got first place. Like,
they
overall.
had to. Like, for what they just did, they're first place, right?
Yeah.
That's quick math, dude.
Quick math right there. The only question is, what does second and third place look like? Because Rarity got second. Reddy, who was previously... Rarity and Reddy. Those are the 2 teams we're looking at right now. Because Rarity was second place. We saw them just get demolished by firing like 10 bullets and a bunch of explosives. But Reddy went out pretty early, but with a 100, and I think it was 180 points lead. So I'm not quite sure which of these 2 teams is getting second place. First place, almost certainly Almost. We're going to be seeing them getting $400 as well as entry into the finale for $5,000 later into in the end of the season. And honestly, this is so good to see because they recently they got cheated out of NPL.
Really?
I'm not going to go into the details, but they could have been NPL, but extenuating circumstances preventing them from doing so. And now they're showing up here today, playing against great teams like Rarity, Ready, all these other guys, and they're showing that they deserve to be here, man. And Mime as well. Mime Innovation showing up, and like they weren't big names in the scene for a long time, but they kind of got their start here. And seeing Mime just pop up and take names is nuts to see.
Mime with those grenades and those Molotovs this was insane. I didn't actually think it was gonna.
Mime Innovation, man.
Yeah.
And like I don't think. Once again, I don't think that Yuso did anything during that last fight.
Yuso is always in the back line somewhere, just hanging out. Like, Yuso, I need you to get in there, man. Like, help out your team. I know Mime and Nyx are really good, but I need to see more from you, buddy. I need to see a little bit more.
It was Mime with the initial double kill there. You got the flush on one. He got down the second evasion. He ran to frags, evasion. He's like, all right, I got some frags. Toss him at his own end. Got the third kill there. Got the Molotov to confirm. And at that point, Mime and evasion just pushed in to, I think it was Fuji Pio as the last player from Rarity, and ended up finishing that fight. And Yuso was just like, God, this is like, with his popcorn back, this is a great game. Heave it up, guys.
Keep it up. You got it. You can do it.
But for Mime and Evasion, they essentially won a 2v4. That was nuts.
That was insane. That was a great last match. And hopefully we're going to get the scores in a second.
Oh my God, there it is. Rarity winning out over Team Ready by 114 points, getting themselves second place in that money as well as entry into the finale. Not a team I would expect. Rarity is like, they're very inconsistent from what I know. They make a lot of like weird calls sometimes. Besides that, they're very solid. That didn't affect them too much today though. Between the first place in Game 3, as well as consistent showings across the board outside that they were able to get into second place into the finale. Meanwhile, Team Almost, they're all or nothing, man. That's their style. All or nothing. You get in the mid-game is 4, watch out. You see him in the kill feed, then don't worry about him.
Yep. But yes, T Almost is going to be your first place for this week for Survival Sunday.
Yep, and then in third place, still getting in the money, but not getting invited to the finale is going to be Team Ready. But we see him all the time here. We're probably going to be seeing him here, trying to claim more money, but also trying to claim a spot in the finale at the end of the season. That being said, that has been it for us at First Blood for Survival Sunday, Week 2. We got 5 more weeks before the finale. So, in case you're curious about the finale as well, here's the way you qualify for it. The top 2 from every week gets into the finale.
Right.
And also, the top killer, so the top team for kills, if they haven't been invited, and the top team for points on per week. If they haven't been invited yet, get in. So if there's like a third place with 1 week with like 1,500 points and someone don't get in, then they get invited, they already have a slot. Same thing for kills. So it's not aggregate, it's just like per week, the best performer on that particular week. So we'll be seeing who gets the 15th and 16th slot from those 2 events. But besides that, 5 more weeks of top 2 placements to be able to get in.
5 more.
It's going to be nice.
Oh, yes. I'm excited.
All right. So remember to tune in for tomorrow for the IRA interview, and remember to play in the First Blood app for the 1.2K prize going on for the next couple of weeks. Other than that, I have been joined by Casey. Do you have any closing remarks before we close the stream?
All I got to say is that I'm glad to be a part of this. Thank you so much to First Blood IO. Thank you so much to the production team and everybody who's been watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and congratulations to Team Almost with that crazy
They made waves, man.
Crazy rounds you guys did today.
They were fun to spectate, definitely.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you guys next week.
All right, peace. See you guys next week for Survival Sunday League Week 3.